Yeah, 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 yeah. What it do, what it do, what it do, what it do, YouTube world, social media sites. I mean, like HOTC, right? Him and Lord. All my Hebrew Israelites, him and Lord. All my Christians and all my flat earthers, him and Lord. Let me say my Rastans, my Moors, let me see, my Aboriginals, all of my blacks and my whites and my browns. You hear me? Everyone that's looking or must be around. Him and Lord. Yes, I am him. Get ink the big unk roster monster in the motherfucking flesh. You hear me? Felicia suits. Look, roll up your ganja, your motherfucking herbal sticks, and everything that you need to do because we about to get Liddy in this BI. Him and or I hope she wasn't biting it too much. Lord, it is. You're crazy. I might make it be. What it do? This is your boy Huey P. Very better known to everyone as Huey P. Nuisance. Or the God. You hear me? Just call me who I am for what I am. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to the God, Eric. You're deep. How deep? Are you petting me? All right, say fuck it. All right. I don't own the rights to this music, but I like this fucking jam. Shout out to the God Cambada and the God 363 Black Magic. Rich. If y'all don't be over with them brothers and brothers is they be doing some great building. They got some great energy. Go over there and uh uh eat the fruits and spit out the seeds, if you will. Eat the fruit and spit out the seeds so they can be watered and blossom into big great trees. All right. So shout out to Cambada. Shout out to Rich 363 Black Magic because I gotta play this jam. It's called 24 Hours by Cambada featuring Red Pill. This is a jam that will get your energy going. They got a nice little project over there with some nice esoteric knowledge and information inside the creation that they was putting together. This is a beautiful thing because they shedding light. So I mean, like, if y'all enjoy the music, y'all go over there and give them brothers a look at. You know what I'm saying? Make sure y'all hit the thumbs up and the thumbs down. Either way, go let us know that y'all here. Share the video, and we're gonna get into it. We're gonna talk about how this COVID-19 scared America straight. And I just want to hear y'all talk about it, man. It ain't got to be a debate. All right, let's go, y'all. 24 Hours by Cambada featuring Red Pill. Shit dope. Yes, Lord. If you only had 24 hours, what would you do with it?
All I got is 24 hours. Live and die in 24 hours. What is really age with the same day looping in the phase of just 24 hours.
Yes, Lord.
If your neighbor does more with the same 24, gotta ask yourself what is your power. Are you living for the struggle or honor? Should've make a nigga summon forefathers. I'm just thankful that my mother brought father. Should've brung a double dozen more flowers. Uppers or downers, blood of pure sour. Smoking through my last 24 hours. Same sun and moon, tug of war drama. Feel the tears look above and saw showers. I just wish I had 100 more hours. God's generous, but 24's modest. What we got a budget for? Can I borrow some of y'all? Spend it quick as $24. Gone faster than my mother's wall chowder. I could feel the tender love and pure power. Here's 24, her 24, there 24, wish 24 hours. Would you trade your money for hours? Trade your hours for a couple more commas. First you see the dark and then you see the light. Then you see the day and then you see the night. I'm just narrating what I see inside. Think of my creator, I can read it right. Stumbled on my path, I think I need a ride. Struggling inside, this bring my evil side.
Dojo, Kurt Washington, what's up, God? Timmy?
Fighting to the end until I see the prize. All I got is day and night. Right? Night is dark, day is light. I say good morning, then I say good night. Day and night, my only options in the game of life. Play the dice. You lose them both if you don't pay the price. Night is black, Day is white, kind of racial, right? Sundial, it's made of ice like a glacier, might calibrate it the way I like. Count to 24-hour hand, rotate it twice, day or change the night. Mother Nature and Father Time had a baby, they named it Christ. They only son, I hope they raise him right. Daughter too, her name is Luna, but they ain't alike when sun is down. You see her rising to her greatest height. Feel like E.T. on his flying, levitating bike. You'll see my shadow on the moon, cause I was taking flight. Living like I made a shine. Yeah. First you see the dark and then you see the light. Then you see the day and then you see the night. I'm just narrating what I see inside. Think of my creator, I can read it right. Stumble on my path, I think I need a ride. Struggle in the silence, bring my evil side. Swallowing my ego when I eat my pride. Fighting to the end until I see the bride. I'll be mad if you ain't at my weight. In a race, blasting faith and some past the mace. Throwing bricks, wrap the mask in tape. Take me from the fifth down to Astor Place. Let me see the grin on the bastard's face. I'm coming from the kin of the master race. Next to Nipsey in the master's race. I know the code, so I crack the safe. Bury me with Sadie in his casket late. And we owners, so our master safe. Bury me in polo with a gap on waist. Victory is sweet, I need the aftertaste.
Yes, Lord.
First you see the dark and then you see the light.
Yes, Lord.
Then you see the day and then you see the
That
night.
nigga dropping, ain't he, Eric? That boy dropping on that shit.
Think of my creator, I can read it right.
That motherfucker cold.
Stumble on my path, I think I need a ride. Struggle in the silence.
Shout out to Cam Bada.
Swallowing my
fire,
ego
God.
when I eat my pride. Fighting to the end until I see the bride.
Lord have mercy. The boy go crazy on that shit. You hear me? The boy go crazy on that shit. Okay, I'm gonna play one more jam from the God. That man go crazy. Y'all, shout out to Cam Bada. I don't know which one I want to play. Them motherfucker got a nice couple jams over there. Oh yeah, I want that LSD. We won't go to the LSD or that Bad to the Bone. Yeah, I'm gonna play that Bad to the Bone. I might play that LSD too. I might have to play that LSD too. Hold on, y'all. Let me play this other jam real quick. I'm gonna play this other jam real quick and we're gonna get into it, y'all. Y'all come on in, man. We're gonna let the room fill up. Y'all come on and get these great vibes, man. Open up your motherfucking mind. You hear me? Open up that think box. There you go. Cam Bada. The Bones of Osiris. There you go. This man go crazy. That man be going crazy on this shit. Shout out to the God, Dojo, Cherokee Tulu.
Following the daylight, never have to say night, never have to see dark, hoping I can stay bright, never ending theme park, no I got the wing talk, floating like a free hawk, motion to the epoch, quoting out the Enoch, social with degree arts, yoga at the T-shop, older than the Pequots, soldier was the Ewoks, Vulcan at your weak spot, open up the key locks, Kobe with the 3-shot, poster in the D-Voc, holster when I need Glock, poet when I see cops, if I'm the animal who's standing over me in green socks, hopefully I meet Pac, free not. Everybody gotta pay to live. Laws were created by some racist pigs. You can never own a planet, but he made it his. Then he stripped the languages from my native lips. But I guess it's just the way it is. If you make a man hungry, he take greater risks. I will break into your crib just to raise your fridge. If I hug a bear, I could break his ribs. I could never be a slave to this. Even though we on the plantation where Satan lives. He don't even got no clothes in his closet, just fabric, a sewing machine, and a little Asian kid. To the bone. Bad to the motherfucking bone, bitch, I'm bad to the motherfucking bone, bitch, I'm bad to the bone. Never had a dad in my home. I got everything I had on my own, cause I'm black and I'm grown. And I'm bad to the bone, and I'm bad to the motherfucking bone, bitch, I'm bad to the bone. Never had a dad in my home, I got everything I have on my own. God, shepherd of the lambs, and they all give me. Attached to the bottle like a lost genie. Fly like a seagull in a beanie. I could feel it in the air like a lair as I saw freely. Can the Lord see me? If my eyes are windshields to my soul, my song is a long squeegee. Beyond 3D. Psychic went blind trying to palm read me. Jack you in public, you all be weak. I'm an addict, but I'm functional. A habit's only bad if you ain't punctual. Only in the midst of chaos am I comfortable. Religion works cause human beings are gullible. What? Talking business, have a brunch with you. What? Talking metaphysics, smoke a blunt with you. Talking to some women, I'ma fuck a few. But if you talk about my mama, then I'm snuffing you. I hear the beat and I just mumble through. I'm mumbling now, I'm just eloquent as Huxtables. If you're not as smart as me, I'm dumb to you. My favorite color's the number W. What? I'll never call another man a boss. Rocks are only hard cause your hands are soft. Never had a father or a Santa Claus. If I see a reindeer, I rich bad to the bone. Bad to the motherfucking bone. Bitch, I'm bad to the motherfucking bone. Bitch, I'm bad to the bone. Never had a dad in my home. I got everything I have on my own cause I'm black and I'm grown. And I'm bad to the bone, and I'm bad to the motherfucking bone, bitch, I'm bad to the bone. Never had a dad on my own, I got everything I have on my own.
Shout out to the God Cambada. Great work, bro. Great work. Great work. Great fucking work, God. Shout out to the God, man. Shout out to the God, man. Shout out to Kurt. Shout out to T.Y. Lamar L. What it do, God? Y'all feel free to hit the link and come on up. Shout out to Dojo. Sensei Dojo. Yeah. Yeah, man. That shit get that energy flowing right there. You know what I'm saying? A blunt and some Cambada a day keep all the evil demons and all that shit away. Don't forget to add a little bit of Huey P. If I wasn't around for you can see me, look, y'all can go to SoundCloud. Y'all can go to SoundCloud, Huey P. Nuisance, and check out some of them jams. You know what I mean? I'll be damned if I do, damned if I don't. Raw War. There's a war going on. We got some shit for your mind. We got the system. Man, we got a couple jams over there. Y'all go and check that workout, man. Like and share this information. All right. Now, let's get to what we're talking about today. We're going to talk about the Scared Straight program that they put out here on everyone. By a round of applause. I mean, give yourself a round of applause, first of all, for you being here. If you don't give me a thumbs up or thumbs down, thumbs yourself up. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to the Great Mind's Eye. Y'all feel free to come on up. Let me go and put this link out here to the gods real quick. Copy this link out. If y'all want to come on up, y'all come on up and speak. All right. But y'all ever it was a program. It was a program on I forget, I don't know what channel it was channeling through. I don't know what portal that they was channeling the energy through. You know, the channel that you had to go to, the channel that fuck it. All right. It was a Scared Straight program that they had that they used to take. They used to take a young. If y'all look, man, I was a troubled child. I was a troubled kid at a young age. I did a lot of things. I was rebellious. I was a problem child. I had a lot of problems in my life. I was causing a lot of problems as a youth. So I was sent to a Scared Straight program, and they sent me to a place to Rice Street. If anybody from Atlanta, Rice Street, our county jail was like the Bing down here. It's like the pen. So this might be in maybe 91, 92, it's maybe 93, something like that. In between 93, 92, something like that. They sent me to a Scared Straight program. And they sent me to Rice Street. Your little cousin was there? Okay, cool. I was the little cousin that was there too. I was there. So look, they sent me to the Scared Straight program. Me and a group of guys and females from the school we was problem child, sort of say. We was the problem kids in the school. We was the one calling all the fucking ruckus in the school. You feel what I'm saying? So they tricked us to think that we was getting on we was going on a field trip. We get on the field trip, it's nothing but the problem kids. I looked around and I realized, I'm like, hell no, man, something ain't right about this trip. No good kids on the bus, ain't nothing but the rowdy bunch. Oh, they take us to the motherfucking jail. We get to the jail and shit. They take us in the jail and shit, trying to scare us and shit, showing us all these prisoners, inmates, and shit that can happen to us. They got there acting like they want to take our shoes and shit. Motherfucker took one of my homies' shoes, all kind of shit going on, right? They was forcing you to follow the law or to become. They knew that we would be a problem in these days and time because we wasn't listening to the authorities. We had a problem with authority. So they was trying to force us into accepting the authority that was being pushed on us. So they was like basically telling us if we're not gonna follow their rules, then we're gonna come in here and they're gonna throw us in the cage with all the wolves and they can eat us and have our food we can't eat. This type of shit that they was telling us. So certain things that made certain niggas straighten up and not want to go back into that motherfucker. But certain motherfuckers like me is just like, motherfucker, fuck these pussy niggas. I wish one of these niggas would touch me. You feel what I'm saying? So right now, shout out to Nuna Chevy. Shout out to Chief Engine, Wayne. Shout out Wayne. What's up, God? Right now in these days and times, they put out this COVID-19 or the what's this shit called? The coronavirus. The COVID-19 and the coronavirus. They pushed this out here into the world and broadcasted it, which is fear mongering. They know that fear is the thing that operates your chakras. Fear, right? That's why they put atmosphere in it, because they know that atmosphere with the fear. When fear is where you at, which is the most fear. So if they could pump fear into your body where you at, the most fear would be at. You will react to the way that they casted the spell to be. You feel me? Because it was nothing but a spell casting, if you ask me. So what they did was they told everyone, if y'all don't fucking do what the hell we say, you can die. You can die any day. Well, if that is some news for your ass, then man, Lord of mercy, you meant to never thought about living or dying today. You know what I mean? It's like, if you didn't know that every day or every time or every minute or every hour wasn't promised to you, ain't nothing promised to you. You feel me? But with the creator or whatever you want to say, or I'm saying, or what you have planned for yourself. Your days was already numbered and planned. Your days was numbered and set. They were set in stone for you. Like the Jason months, which is the mask. The killing months, the Friday the 13th, the months of the killing. Now, this fear, so as they pumped this fear, they pumped fear into our atmosphere. Witty. They pumped fear into the atmosphere. And now where we at is the most fear. This is where we meet and greet ourselves within with fear tactics. Looking at these niggas trying to play hard. You got to protect yourself. Oh, what are you fighting for? You fighting for your right to live today? Are you fighting to take your next breath? I mean, is it gonna come to a point where we're gonna be fighting for space? I mean, because it ain't enough air out here. I mean, like, the air is contagious. Right? So, like, America, we can talk about the world because it's going on in the world. But I'm worried about what's going on more so right here with what the fuck we got going on here. Because we can't worry about nothing else that's going out all the way over there. If you ain't worried about what's going on right here with you. You feel what I'm saying? So, like, if you didn't realize that you was a mirror and you looking in the mirror too, then it can be whatever you want to make it, and they can make it be what you what they pushing in front of your view, so you don't know what's in front of you. So you got to be aware of the casters, because the spell casters is the masters, the one who is controlling everybody's, because they can push the buttons of the bodies. And I push the buttons on the bodies by telling you need to be here at a certain time. If you don't, you can fire. I will fire your ass and I'll put somebody else, because there's a long line. The line for employment is longer than the line that this store is provide a service for. You know how you could go to a motherfucking Kroger or Walmart and you got to have a line to get in that motherfucker to go get the products that you want. Well, that line ain't long as the line that motherfuckers is waiting to be controlled, because motherfuckers want to be controlled. They don't want to control their own mind and their own thoughts and do what they will, because they said that's what the devil taught, to do what thy will. You feel me? But you're supposed to be doing what you're supposed to do. Only what you was meant to be doing, though. Not what no one else can control you to do. Because I can turn on the TV and I can punch the button on the TV and tell the TV, look, to go to 22, or turn down the volume a little bit. You're talking too loud. You tell the TV, you're fucking too loud. Turn the fucking TV down. I am pushing your buttons. I am the sole controller because I have your remotes. So the buttons are on the remote to control the vessel that's pushing out the image. If you are a vessel and you pushing out an image, and someone is walking around with a button, a magical fucking controller that can push the buttons on everyone in the world. What the fuck, you hear me? I want a fucking remote. Give me my fucking remotes so I can control my own tube. I'm gonna control my own fucking vision. I want to tell my vision what I am seeing. You hear me? I want to tell my vision what it is hearing. I want to tell the vision what it is hearing. I really want you guys to get a grasp of this. I really want you to grasp this information. Because if not, you're going to let a motherfucker can push a spell out to you through intimidation. Because you're not getting to a point where you're medicating and meditating with yourself. A medication. Education. What is the catering? The cations or the captions to be a cat or captive with no cap. You don't want to be a captain or a capper or a capper. I don't want to fucking be capping. They become cappers. Busting caps. You a capper. I win the award. I win. Word, $10. Shout out to damn Josh. Shout out to the God. So yeah, get your Southside shirts too. Holla at me if you want to get your Southside. So you is the I. Am that crazy? I am B. Lord of mercy. Love is life. You hear me? Before, right? Before it was used to harden up things. You know how you use B4? You can rock up some shit. I mean, Lord. I did. So yeah, COVID-19. COVID-19. They just now sending me, I've been on live 30 minutes. They just now sending me a notification telling me that I'm live. So I know that everybody's not getting these notifications. So y'all send out the notifications and share the link. All right. COVID-19 and the coronavirus is like HIV and the AIDS. And AIDS. One is a virus and one is the so-called disease. It's a screen in front of me. You mean the screen in front of me, or I don't know. All right, okay. Look. Before, right? What I was talking about. I fucking lose my frame of thought looking at the damn thing and lose my mind. All right, cool. Oh yeah, COVID-19 and the fucking the coronavirus is like HIV and AIDS. They one and the same, but they try to separate it so it don't look the thing. One is just the virus and it can be controlled. The one is the virus being full blown. So the coronavirus is the the COVID-19 is coronavirus full blown. All right. It's a stage. It's the stages. It's like when you had the whooping cough and then you went to the flu. You know what I mean? It's like it's just the same shit. They just had to give it different names so they can attach two different energies to it, which is sort of a positive energy and a negative energy. One has more negative energy because they say that it's uncontrollable, and one has sort of like an upside to it because they say that it might have a cure for it. You see how they play with the red, white, and blue? The blue, they blew it. It was blue into your face. So, like, if you can read and know that being read is being reading, and you know that you blow with your blowing, which is blue. The wind was blue. The wind it blew, so it was blue. It blew the green. The wind blows the green when you inhaling it. We are blue green beings. Oh, it's a head for a forehead. Oh my forehead. So your head be before you. So the bees before you. The bees before your head. Lord, stop it. The bees for your head. Lord. It bees for your head. The way you use beeswax. Yeah, man. You got earwax in your head. A bees. Yes, they scare you with the visual of it. Because that's crazy you said that, TY. That's crazy you said that because I was just telling people, I was just telling somebody, I forgot who the fuck I was talking to, somebody over here at the crib earlier, yesterday and shit. I was telling motherfuckers how if we looked at our skin through a microscope, we wouldn't want to look at that shit no more. If you seen how your skin was just crawling and it's just always in motion, all of this motion and moving and fucking little bugs, fucking germs and shit all on you, just crawl. You wouldn't want to look at yourself knowing that you was being eaten by parasites. A pair of sights. It's two eyes. The eyes are eating us. You are being eaten whole. You are being eaten whole. The beat or your meat. When you meet your meat, you're beating it. which is being eating, be eat, or be e at where you at, which is being at, ate. When it's just meat, or being at where we are eating, or at, or was ate. I ate them. Be ate them. So everything is just right there. You're being eating, consumed, a consumption. Everything I told you, everything is in life is dealing with the 0 and the 1, opening and closing, being chomped, opening your eyes, shutting them, opening your mouth, closing. Your ears have to open up to let it comes in, the flow. You got to open the door to go in and close the door. Everything is being eaten. When you walk in the room, you're being gobbled up whole. They're eating you whole. I don't know. Somebody need to hear this. Somebody need to hear this. It's somewhere over the rainbow where birds fly that somebody need to hear this, that they was the only ones that was up high. You woke up high. You go down high. You stay up. You'll never come down unless you're down. You're down, but you're still up. When you stand down, you're standing up. Your feet is down, but you're standing up. House is in a rectangle. The rec. It was a rectangle. What? A direct angle. House is in a direct angle. Angels was direct. I reckon. See, when you can see it. Your eyes was hearing it. Your ears saw it all. But they was here. Their hearings. They was aiding your ears. They was assisting. They was assisting your ears. Your eyes was watching your ears. So they could be here. They knew that they was here. What happened to be hair? Your hair was the most fair. If it was air. If fair is air, gotta deal with your hair. What? 8. 8 air. So people, get off of the tubes, get off of the radio waves, because they're programming your mind in so many ways outside of you that you ain't know that you was here for all time, and just time just keep repeating itself over and over and over again until you get it and you start pushing out another frequency outside of self. See, like COVID-19 came and scared America straight. Oh, well, the world, which was a mirror. It was a mirror. The whole world is nothing but a big reflection, a big ass room, a mirror room. It's a big ass glass room that you in, just watching yourself unfold through different dimensions. Like what was the name of the movie? Inception. I think that was the name of the movie, Inception. She was going through the different damn rooms and shit. She could I think that was the name of the movie that he was going through. I think that's the name of the movie, Inception. So like the Inception, right? Intercepts your thoughts and presses it onto the glass, onto the visual board. It comes from within and it just goes onto your vision board. This is why uh the law of attraction would tell motherfuckers to utilize a vision board. Cause what you see is what you get. What you ask for is what you get. What you asking for is what you seeing. That's why it was placed in front of you. Now what you see is what you get, but a closed mouth don't get fed. Unless you eating what you seeing and utilizing your head. So this is just me. This is just me talking. I mean, like, it might not be even nothing that you can utilize for the day or for tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? What it is, I mean, like, it just might just be entertaining to you. Y'all might just have nothing else to go and view, just to come through and chill with the heat. You feel what I'm saying? You might just want to just pass through, just a passing through. Which it was just some shit. You was just passing through. Gas. It was just passing through. Filling it up. To let it blow up. So shit is just what it is, y'all. Shit is just what it is. And it's about the shit that we pushing out. Or the shit that you receive into yourself, because we pushed out so much shit in front of this time that you might just be running into it at the present time. You know how you was thinking some shit way down the line, like, man, what's gonna be going on? And you might have been in 99, was like, man, where I'm gonna be at? You know, I tell my kids this. I tell my little ones this. I say, look, plan yourself ahead of time. See yourself where you gonna be at in the next 10 years. And try to keep yourself ahead of that at all times. Every time you wake up, a day you want to go 10 years ahead of that day. It's like, where you gonna be at 10 years from now? Was you at the same place you was at yesterday, 10 years from then? Or was you able to advance through time and just go through all of that shit? But then when you start going through, you be like, God damn. When you start living through it, you be like, bro, I remember when I was thinking that shit back then. I remember when I was at that stage in life. It was like, bam, you looking up with that shit, you watching the timeline. You watching the timeline of what you had already put yourself at, where you was at before this time I got there. Like me, for instance, before 2020 got here, I was already here doing this shit. Motherfuckers already thought I've been past crazy. So in 99, I had already astral projected into this day and time. So I was already at this point. Like where I'm at right now, I'm back in the beginning of time. Because I just done went through the end. I done went from the beginning to the end. All time, I done seen it all. I knew this shit was coming. I knew I was gonna see a motherfucker what they would call a black president. I remember I wrote that shit in rhymes and shit. Motherfuckers was thinking I was crazy. I was writing, talking about the war in 2010 before that shit happened. I was talking about these things. I was talking about fucking 9/11 before 2001. I was talking about these things. See, 2001 was 2010 to me. It was a 10th of 2000. So like right now, we really at, like, I'm telling you, we at the beginning of time. Time just connect like this. Like it was started right here. Right? Time started like this, right? It ended at that point. It started at, which was just a hole. So it started and ended. They said, well, damn, let me take the start and the ending over here. So it started the ending and started ending, went right there, and it made a point. It stopped. So boom, boom, boom. So now that's start and ending now. Right? We just started and ended. And then it was like, well, fuck it. Let me just keep on going. When it came back to where it started, I said, man, look, it don't matter which shape I can make it. And come back. Boom. And they said it was starting and ending. I went around the world. I went around every angle around the world. This way, that way, that way, that way. It's like when you rapping, you can rap that motherfucker up so many ways that you seen it. It's like hurts. I mean, it was a hurts. I heard it courts. The courts was quarter courts. So quarter courts. It was like a quarter courts. You know what? You know what I mean? Like, she heard it. The hearts. I was a heart. She had hearts. One of my hearts. Yeah, man, he was he. Man, he, she's. Man, my equipment said S. And I'm getting plurals. And then he's with she's. And then love. And then I make wait love. And then when I say C's. And then wait a minute. Why we speak with S and his. Yeah, man, like a serpent. Yeah, man, like a spine. Walking serpents. I like a spine. See the S. See the S. It's a wave. The sound waves. It waves at you. So we was all like Dojo would say, the dragons. You feel me? The lizard. You was it all. You was the fucking dinosaur. You was the Tyrannosaurus Rex. You was the raptor. The raptor. I mean, I would have. Man, it captured you. But you couldn't wait to come back for the rapture. You hear me? It was a sure rap. You knew it was a rap. You hear me? Why you wrapped it up? It's like putting saran wrap on your face. You crazy, Lord? Him and say, wait a minute, Lord. Hear me? Sit up. When we was in the plastic bag, we was in saran wrap. We knew that we could smother ourselves and come back out of the mask. Come on, man. Come on, y'all. Well, I know our bunch, we are a great bunch. You know what I mean? We might be far and wide, you know what I mean? But we're a great bunch. The ones who be around here, you know, and moving the safe away from the fuckery, it'd be cool, you know. The mindset of everyone. I see, like Dojo, fucking Sean Hyman, Yahweh, Mind's Eye. Oh man, we great thinkers. We great minds. We have the eye of the tiger, or I mean tiger eye. You see? We have tiger eye. Tiger eye. The eye of the tiger. You hear me? Y'all gonna get it, man. Y'all gonna get it. Y'all gonna get it, man. Y'all gonna bear witness. It's gonna be the bear was with us. He was witnessing us. Yes, Lord. Shout out to the great God. Dojo, what it do, fam?
Peace and love. Peace and love, Huey. Peace and love to the chat.
Do what you do, bro.
Damn it, Josh. Josh. Peace and love, Josh.
Yes,
damn,
Lord.
man.
Can't nobody
crazy,
do
man. Go ahead.
No, go ahead, man. Go ahead, bro. I'm just saying, can't nobody do what you do, bro. Your videos, your vision, your eyesight, the way that you put this shit together, bro. You know you can see, bro. And bro, we need that, bro. We need more of it, bro. We need more. You and Shine, bro. Like, we really need that, bro, because it's a whole different way of opening. For real, bro. I'm trying to tell you, that shit is amazing. Just like the boys drawing, the way you put together the picture to make people visualize what you're saying. You don't even have to say much when you put together your pictures, because you can hear what the fuck you saying. It's like, boy, he said a whole lot. Real.
Yeah, that's good looking. That's good looking. And it's crazy because when you start you know what I mean, researching to grab the images that you know that people would resonate with the people more. You start to oh, I'm sorry, you gotta excuse me. The reason I took so long to get up here, Hugh, I went to the store to grab some blunt wraps, man, and I came back and these the couple houses down, they was arguing. This woman she ran her husband over with a car, homie. I recorded it and everything, not to bring the vibe down or nothing, but
No,
I
there's
mean,
no vibe, bro. That's the real shit that's going on.
yeah, bro. It was like I mean, it's like every rising, I gotta meditate a little longer because it's like soon as I step into this flesh and start doing my little thing throughout the day, man. I mean, things are everywhere, man. So many distractions, so many things that want to keep me like not jumpy, but it's like I have to like, uh, oh shit, they out there now. It's like a whole bunch of them motherfuckers. Yeah,
That shit crazy, bro. That shit was going on at my crib the other day, yesterday, matter of fact.
I don't
I,
know why I don't even know why he laid his ass down in front of the car. He laid his ass down in front of the car, and I don't know, maybe she just didn't realize that she didn't have it in park because duh, she didn't, and she ran his ass over. Oh man, that is not cool. She ran his ass over, and I got it recorded for you should hear. He sounded like a wounded beast. This dude was yelling at the top of his fucking lungs. It didn't even sound human the way he was yelling. That shit is crazy. Anyways, I mean, I don't want to brush it over, but yeah, peace, love, and happiness to the family and friends, man.
man,
Uh,
can't brush over nothing like that. That'll be you seeing that and that being you cannot talk about that right now. What the fuck?
no, I wish I could share the video.
Lord, I'm sitting there with you right now, like, man, shit, boy, Lord. I feel that pain. I feel him. Like,
Man,
damn,
smashed
you
his leg like a pancake.
sound you.
He was dragging that motherfucker like Shocker. Remember that old school movie Shocker? He was walking around dragging his leg, and that fool was dragging his leg like Shocker, fool.
That's crazy. That's you done fucked my whole head up. It's like, damn. I woke up yesterday. We look outside. Lady next door out there pounding some lady out. Pounding her out. Pounding her out. I'm talking about boom, 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 boom. All on the ground. She knees on her chest like this. Boom, 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 boom. I'm like, man, somebody go stop it. Like, what's going on? My folks like, don't you take your ass out there getting in nobody's shit, boy. Them folks out here crazy out here. Don't go getting in nobody's shit, man.
Right. That's what it's like. It's like, when do we intervene, and in what moments? It's like crazy.
Right. Like,
You know,
do we just let this shit go on? Or we what the fuck? Do we say something? Like, ain't nobody gonna say nothing? Like, everybody just gonna watch and tape it? It's like,
right.
I go outside, motherfuckers like this. I'm like, what? Nigga? Watching two female fight? Like, what the fuck is going on in the world, bro?
Man, vibes is crazy.
Man, the
These people.
kid, girl, and then on the girl fault, she pulled up over here and got her ass whooped. The girl pulled up over here and then got her ass whooped. You don't go to nobody's house. And then you pulled up and got your ass whooped and you got your kids in the car. What's wrong with
Wow.
these people, man?
Wow. Same
It's
shit.
like
That's the
young
same
daughter
shit.
sitting in the car crying. The person you came with the car don't even want to help you. They evidently scared. They ain't even stop it. They telling y'all stop. It's just like, what is going on in the world with all of this shit going on? This is the type of energy that we displaying on top of each other, bro. Because the mind, we realize we are ourselves. We the only ones can do harm to ourselves, and we frustrated. It's like at any time, everything is ready to clash at all times, bro. The clash is always there because energies is colliding. This is what this shit is because energy is all trying to come to you. And people don't realize that everything is coming for you. You got all the positive coming towards you, and you got all of the negative coming towards you. So the only way to do that is to be centered and to be still. That's why he told you to be still, because you can be still. If you moving, You gonna steady being positive, negative, positive, negative, positive, 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 negative, negative. This is why I be changing my color code. You see, I be trying to have all different color codes. I be trying to keep the shit going on. So nigga be like, damn, is that nigga Crippin' blood in or what? They don't know I'm my hood. Nigga, y'all don't know. Y'all everything. So nigga, I'm in the hood. I know that it's Bloods and Crips. We're on the same neighborhood, on the same block, nigga. One apartment across the street is a Blood neighborhood. The apartment across the street is a Crip neighborhood. What the fuck? We ain't even got the whole block on one set. It's like, what the fuck is y'all doing out here, bro? It's like, bro, this shit is.
That's deep. That's deep and crazy. Yeah, you're definitely right. How do you like? He said it's in the same vicinity. They're not even across the street.
Yo, for real, nigga, I could take you, nigga, if you came on my block, nigga, facts, nigga, I could take you, nigga, just on one block, and then I can take you down another block on one side, and then I can go on the other side on that block, and these blocks that's connected by this one corner, which is my major block, you on Gobby Road, is connected to the two major streets, you feel me? Now, on Gobby Road, nigga, you got shit. Nigga, in one apartment complex, nigga, you might have Crippin' and Blood in half of the apartments.
Wow.
This shit dangerous, nigga. And on top of that, the police is riding around this motherfucker in big ass tanks, nigga. And they on some renegade shit, nigga. They on some real police renegade. I'm talking about this shit is crazy out here right now. Cause I swear to God, boy.
Damn.
This shit is ridiculous, bro. This shit is ridiculous, bro. And they pushing that fear, boy. You ain't got no mask. They rolling up on folks and shit with a mask and shit. Nigga, why I walk around with this big ass mask? How dare you ask me about a mask? How dare
That's
you
real.
ask me if I got a mask on, motherfucker? You feel me?
Hey, what's good, fam?
What it do, my G? What it do?
Man,
Hey,
Peace, brother.
much,
Peace.
man.
hey,
Peace, man.
Hey, man, am I lying, bro? Ain't that how the hoods is out here? On Boulevard,
Hey,
on fucking Camerton
yeah,
Road.
yeah, shit been like that.
Nigga, this shit is ridiculous, cuz I'm telling you, bro. This shit is
Yeah,
crazy.
Chris.
I don't know how it is.
Yeah, Chris.
I've never been out there, nigga. But if that's how it's been out there this whole time, where you can't even go across the street and nigga, it's like, man, that's ridiculous, man. This shit is. I remember where it wasn't like this when the games was first coming into the hood, bro. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah, I think it's still the same. You know, at one point when this shit first started, niggas in Atlanta was Blood one day, Crip the next day. Like niggas been doing that shit for a long time, bro. Since I was little, bro.
When we was young, we was saying fuck that shit, nigga. We was representing our block more than anything.
Yeah, you right. Nigga were doing both though. Like nigga were doing both. Like I came up when I first came up. You know, you a little older than me. When I first came up, it was just Crips and GDs.
Yeah,
the Blood niggas ain't really come till later, bro.
But that's
the
Blood. They done took in by that time. Wait,
yeah. I think Gucci Mane blew up that Blood shit in Atlanta for real, bro.
But you gotta realize I'm damn near 10 years older than you, almost something like that. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, that's a big gap. You feel me? That's a big gap. That's what I was just telling everybody about putting yourself in 10 years from now, seeing yourself at levels. You got to be able to put yourself ahead of time so you can be able to be it with the times. You feel what I'm saying? Because if you ain't thinking the mindset ahead of time, like niggas don't even know half the music and half of the programs that y'all listening to or watching. That's all programmed from 10 years ago or from 3-4 years ago. Niggas be working albums for 2 years to get to the mainstream, and we be thinking it's the new music. That shit be the old shit. Niggas be on to a whole new frame of thinking, thoughts, moving on. You feel what I'm saying? That shit be old shit. All of this shit that we is in right now, all of this shit is programming from back in the time. You feel me?
And this shit pre
the pre-recording.
It's pre-recorded, bro. Exactly.
The pre shit.
They tell you it's live, but it's really like, you know, they don't already edited that motherfucker, bro.
It's already edited. It's already catered to the people. They already know what people gonna fucking get the signal. They already know when they gonna send this shit out. They already know how motherfuckers gonna react out. I was just telling the people. I was just telling my
it's all the timing, bro.
Because it's like this, right? I was so ahead of time, right? This shit that they doing now with the facial recognition and all of this shit. I was telling niggas this shit in '99. And niggas was like, bro, you tripping. I'm like, bro, they watching you through your TV, cuz I'm telling you, the face recognition, they can hear you talking. They know what's going on by the way the signal is. If you watch and you start paying attention to your programming, to your TV, it's going to watch and start matching what's going on in your house, in your room. You just got to start paying attention to the different levels of what they saying. Watch the different programs that start popping up. Watch the shit that's going on in the background. And then start thinking about what you got going on and why would it be that? Because then you're going to be like, oh shit, I see these motherfuckers now. You're going to be interacting with these motherfuckers like, man, fuck you, bitch. You know, I might come in the TV and Judge Judy might be on that bitch. I know it's a programming. Y'all can't hear me, but I know it's some type of judge or somebody trying to judge me in there. This is why, well, a motherfucker, right? Well, this is how we know that we was judged, right? They say that the only motherfucker that was the rightful right to judge us was who? The creator, right? Right? The only motherfucker that was supposed to be able to judge a motherfucker was the creator. What if we was all dead and then we got judged and we was sentenced to life, nigga? They sentenced us to life. We was given life. Everybody right now in the present day and time was given life. We was sentenced to life. How we know we weren't given triple? You know how you done been to a courtroom and the nigga got, I don't know niggas that killed my homies and shit, and these just got 6 lives. This nigga got life on top of life on top of life on top of life. And now this nigga out today with a new life. You feel what I'm saying? You see how they just pause me up and shit real quick? Damn, y'all might be jumping off. They might have cut the signal. I don't hear none of y'all.
No,
y'all
you was going the fuck in. I was like, damn.
Yeah, my bad. Okay, I thought y'all weren't there. But yeah, so what I'm saying is, bro, like, man, nigga. How long y'all been seeing Hugh wear the mask before these niggas start wearing masks, literally?
Long time.
Right?
Long time. Way before all this shit cracked off, for real.
Way before this cracked off, right? And then I was telling y'all literally on March 18th was when my birthday started. That's when the COVID-19 shit jumped off. But I was telling y'all, I told y'all that the real first of the year wasn't at the first of the year, is when the Celestis jumped off and the fucking spring jumped off, which is on the 1st of March. March 18th, which is the 318, which is the 39, which is 3 6s. You feel me? So that this day was just a major day. I've been telling motherfuckers, man. Literally, bro. I've been literally telling niggas, cuz. On God.
Nigga, on all levels too. I mean, even when you came out with the message of being the one and all is and everything is everything. It really, like you had mentioned, and I'm grateful and gratitude to you in regards to the editing when it comes to spiritual creed and I. But I'm gonna be real with you, man. Everything that all the seeds you planted already grew into stocks. You know what I'm saying? I got a nice good stock from all the stuff I've learned from you, bro. And I'm gonna be real, that the whole teaching of the ones and zeros, the whole teaching that you are everything and all is all, that's where it is. See, the Western world gave two big built two big walls, I would say walls for people's psyche. You know what I mean? So people can't think of themselves. One was the wall of how do I want to put this? One was the wall of creation, and the other one is the wall of matter. You got to look at it. It's crazy how we've been taught to call even the unknown God or the Most High creator. You know what I mean? It automatically makes our mind feel like we are the created or we are a creation, meaning that we're subjected to be not whole. And this is where the all is come in. You notice that even Earth and everything on Earth works as a whole unit from under the earth to on top of the earth, the sky. Everything is one. So energy is not only alive, energy is conscious of itself, and that's what leads to the second great wall, which is matter. How did they convince us that, that we come from fucking atoms, a lifeless, soulless, dead energy that is unintelligent, but yet evolved into human beings with consciousness? So it's like those are the two biggest fucking things that keeps us from knowing our true selves and how we all are. All is like how you broke it down, bro. I'm telling you, It's like it's coming out now, but then you broke it down a year ago.
Yeah, that part. Talking about that skin, Huey.
I was just gonna tell them.
Go ahead, bro. Go ahead, bro. Go ahead, hit that sky real quick.
Man, you go ahead, bro, because you gave that, bro. Give that. Because that was
Yeah. Me and Huey were kicking it the other day. It goes into exactly what brother was just talking about, bro.
literally.
You know, just how everything we seeing and basically, you know what I'm saying? I don't know if you guys ever took LSD or shrooms or nothing like that, but basically, when you take them shits, like I guess depending on which one you take, if you once you get to a certain point, you can look down and like move your legs, look up, move your arms. It's like you move in the sky, or you move your legs and you move in the ground. You know what I'm saying? And basically, all that tell me that basically breaking the code and showing you basically your skin, which would be the SKI. You feel me? The sky you in. You feel me? You in the fucking sky, bro.
Ooh.
You feel me? You feel me? So that's basically all I'm saying, bro.
That we in. That man said the skin is the sky that we in.
That shit gave me chills. That shit put chills. Brother went deep right now.
That's it, though. That's it.
That's what's up. Power to everybody, man.
Yeah. You got the sun and the moon, bro. You got your eyes, all that shit, bro.
And listen, how many times I told y'all that the sun and moon,
that body Earth put it all together.
I always told y'all that the Earth was a body. This was the body that everything was encompassed in. The skin, the inner that's right here, is connected to me all out there. You gotta realize all of this air. Watch out, figure it out. This shit is all connected. All of the skin that I'm in, everything that's outside of me, reflecting myself inside out. I told y'all was in here. And then nobody else knew it the whole time. I've been trying to tell you it was the God. Literally, I was telling folks, I tell folks this shit all the time. And if I can push in the seed in me, then it gotta be you seeing it in yourself, because I am you, you are me, we are him, the entirety, him, the holiness. You know? It's like, man, come on, bro. You was the highest and the lowest, even when you didn't know it. You was just been the one that been meant to be blue. You was blowing it. Everything was being blue through you. So you're like, man, shit, I'm green and I'm blue. I'm blowing it. I blow green inside, which is the fucking shit that the trees needed to give me. So I had to give them what they needed to be so I can be. And they can only be because I am here being. Without me being, they can't be. Because if I ain't giving them enough carbon dioxide to everything, this is why you have to have some filth and have the toxins to be able to ooze out. This is why we have something to go in and come out. It's the hole. You had the hole to go through the hole. It was just all connected. All your holes had to come through. They was all connected to the center. They had to all go into the center. All your holes go in. Boom. Boom. Connect into your fucking chakras. And if you pushing your buttons, you the only one that's pushing your highs and your lows. And everything in the mid. And it shows you got to walk out and be who you are. You got to motherfucking stick your chest up. Stick your chest. This is what posture is about. You got to walk around with your shit like, hear me. I am here. Fuck you mean? You might say, I am here. Hear me, Lord. When I'm going to say, hear me, motherfucker, I'm here. Me. I know you see me because I am me. Hear me, Lord. Lord, literally. It's like, man, you start talking your own spells. You start talking your own wizardry. It's like writing your own craft. You're messing for right. Compared to me, Lord, I'm messing. Come here. I push the whole thing out for what I push it out for. And then I can come here and relate. This is what I just said, man. I just told y'all, look, bro. Look, man. And I push that energy out so the universe can feel me. I do my spells. I do my taps. I do my things. I make my plan. Why do you think I be talking? I might snap and just say, hey, man, Lord, touch me. Because the spell was already casted. You already watching. I already know I gotta have the HOTC right here so it keep your attention. They put it right there. They set it up for us so because they can only show you the truth because it was you. You are the only one who was they. But when you give the power away to them today, it'd be like they did it. No, motherfucker, y'all stealing my shit. I am YouTube. I had all of these ideas before internet was even here, nigga. Before any of this shit that y'all seeing, nigga, I thought of this shit. Facts. Nigga, I'm a thinking creative motherfucker. Facts, nigga. You know how many fucking apps and shit that I be thinking about? Be like, man, how am I fucking put together this app so I can do this? And then Instagram will pop up, or motherfucking Pumpsaman will pop up, or something. Discord, man, some of my pussy shit gonna fucking pop up. Man, hear me? But they can't take me out of it. because I'm in it. So you can't take me out of none of this shit. Because if it wasn't for me being here, when none of this shit exists, period. No matter what no motherfucker body like this say, they be like, that's arrogant thinking, whatever. Woo, 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 woo. Fuck what you saying. Nigga, when I die off this motherfucker, the earth gone. Period.
Facts. And that's like where I think it, that's my thought. It's like all of them firewalls, they keep you from, if I can think it, that means, you know how they say you can't fathom certain things. If I can fathom it, how dare you tell me not to think that?
Period.
Especially if it's, you know,
And
a
your
necessary thought.
It's
so a man thinks, so a man is.
Don't think something that you already thought of. And then you done said it aloud. So that means you done put thought into it to think it again, to say it again. That means you thought about it, said it. Most motherfuckers don't think before they speak. A motherfucker thinking, motherfucker, I think every time before I speak, I'm thinking.
Hey, and you know that was so profound when you said that we all given a life sentence, and this where the darkness comprehended it not, man. If we the darkness and we was given a life sentence that's light, we didn't comprehend that we got a life sentence here in this darkness.
Signed a contract we didn't agree to. That's right. They didn't give us the terms.
Blinded by the light.
Can y'all hear me? One has
there you go, Yahweh.
Go ahead.
One has to choose to be darkness because one is the witness. You can't see the back of your head, but
that's a fact.
They got in trouble for learning how to read.
Sir.
They got in trouble for reading the true living word. So they gave you, like I was saying, the Tower of Babel, which is the dumbbell, half of the dumbbell in the ground, and you stop lifting weights on the porch, and you start stacking books. So now the AI know, because the AI talks in all languages and the AI speaks in English. So the AI know through you. Like you were saying, you created it, but due to it don't know your word of God, like where you standing, you learn to translate it in a language called English or any language to give it to the AI.
You tell yourself what them words mean, right?
Yeah.
Say that again. He said you translate it in a way to give it to AI.
Yeah.
In that language called English.
Or any language. Any language spoken from the mouth.
England. Right.
Because nature is sound.
Like I said, when it come to the contract of this light contract that they gave us, man, we didn't know the terms or conditions to the agreement that we made once, you know, we allegedly made once the moment passed in birth. You may have, but you know, I guess I'm just an idiot then. I'm just saying that, you know what I mean? It's the terms and conditions is unclear. They got us feeling like we're supposed to go into this light when we're really dark bodies. You know what I mean? We are dark bodies. We are the darkness. Every idea you ever had, good or bad, came from darkness.
So I can't respond to you.
You yourself came from darkness, a black hole within your mother.
But see, what I'm saying is, you the witness. And I don't know if we agree, because it's hard to talk to somebody that agree to be dark. That before when they realized the dark, they was alive.
I am witness. I'm witness darkness.
Which is okay. So the one that witnessed darkness is light. Even when the sun goes, the witness is the life. Period. I think. I mean, I know, but you know what I'm saying?
So what you saying is, so you saying that in the dark you was the light.
The light, period.
Yeah, I know. I'm saying he said he was in the dark, right? So in the dark, where he was saying, well, inside of mama, he was the light, which was the one who was in the center of the dark, right?
I'm saying when you find out that this darkness, then you can say, then you can start talking like that. That's what I mean by the dumbbell, the stacking of books. You can talk like that now because you feel you learn this darkness.
Right.
When the witness is before the word darkness.
Right. Or the word light, for that matter.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
So it was before it all. It was before you even knew that you was using hands and had them to even
Exactly.
wait. You was already right.
Beyond
You was
beyond dark and light. We are
before it
beyond all that
was
shit.
dark and light. Light was even in dark. Dark was light. Dark was really light, but they called it dark. They didn't know it until they seen it and somebody told them that was dark. You feel me? But they didn't know that it was light because
When
they could
when
see it. But they
when
was the
life
only one who was
leave
with,
the
right?
body fall. When life leave the body fall, which is darkness. So the life is alive. Period.
The life is alive. What is
Yes.
alive?
The one that's thinking to ask the question, what is alive?
Right. So before we knew that we was alive, with the thought and everything was just a matter which came out of the dark was speaking to the thing that was in light, which he already knew that he was in the light, but the thought was what he was in. He was in the dark. He was in the dark, but he was speaking from the light, right? The light was speaking through it, right? Or was the light being dark as it passed through the light?
I say that's what I'm saying. To come
Right,
to that realization to speak that today, you
right.
you you had to learn
Which is being in the urns. So the L earned, which is in the earning, meaning you were dead or you died, you was in your earning, right? It's like, what the L the fuck the L learns? What did the L learn? How does you learn? If you was in the earning, what the fuck? They killed this again. It's like, so we was dead men in the death. We was in the depths of death, which is the dark, right? And we knew we was light. So we was like, man, look, man, I'm
you
light in this
learn that
dark,
though. You
right? You
you
learned that,
you learn to go
right?
in the dark.
You know you wasn't going in it. You was already in the dark. You didn't go in it. You was just in the dark.
You
Right?
are
You have to go in it
you are life. Period.
or death, right? Because death is life,
It's
right?
no, see, when one
I
leave
mean,
the
a
body,
death man can be
when
life.
love leave the body fall.
Well, I'm saying death, right? Death,
Exactly.
right? Don't can't hear,
So what I'm
right?
saying, that the one that's alive is looking at bodies falling, but the one
Right.
that's alive is the witness of the body
Of it all,
falling, which is
right?
you
The witness of
alive,
it all. He the witness
which
of it all, right? The
which
one.
is light.
But I'm talking about death, right? Death and life, right? You said life is living, right?
Yes, the
Right?
witness of the life
Of living,
dying, that's thinking is dying.
right?
That's the flesh. When love leave the body fall. So the one is living, that's witnessing it, is the light, the witness of something he think is death. He's alive. What is death when you alive? Period.
And that's that whole thinking. That's that wholeness of thinking. He do
The
he
only one that's thinking. The whole
the
life.
witness. You got to ask yourself: have you ever seen lightning or electric a lightning bolt in the universe or above your head? No, everything is you know what I mean? So what is light? You know what I mean? If we can see lightning and say, okay, boom, there's light, or we can see fire, there's light, or you know what I mean? Or if we're talking about witness, the witness is the type of light that is not comprehended like the type of light, but it is though, because they put these spells on everything ever since when we started to look at anthropology and biology, because biology is obviously the markup of the human body and the brain, how everything works. And then anthropology is a markup of the environment of where you know what I mean, where it goes down. All of that, the spells begun to bind before we even knew we was coming into the matrix. The matrix is a code, so the code had to be written, you know. And so it's crazy, but the witness is the light. I totally agree, because because what makes the witness the light is that energy is forever alive. You know what I mean? That's what all is. That's what the wholeness is. Energy is forever alive. And so even when you don't see the vibration as pulsating from the most high, it's still everywhere. And you know, and so there is no death. The death is basically it's something that was taught to us. You know what I mean?
Yep.
If there's only experiences, there's really no death.
Yep.
Yes, when they call death, when they call it death, right? I mean not death. They call it darkness. They call it light. They call it. So they when they call on that darkness, it's to me it seems like they blink away. and they don't realize that they the one sensing the whole moment of life of all time.
Oh,
What he would say earlier.
JoJo had said something about anthropology and what I don't. It seems to skip a lot of people. They don't even think about words like that. Anthropology. They use weaponized anthropology to control and manipulate us. They've been doing it for 200 years. Ever since the term, ever since the term anthropology come around, it's been weaponized anthropology. That's what this race bullshit is, weaponized anthropology.
But I think we should look at what we're talking in the first place to think of some subject called anthropology.
My bad.
You under spells.
Yeah, he was
So how
spot on
you
with the whole race thing, because
so how you get
even
in
in
the
there, that's how he was
how
doing
you
it.
get in the race? How you get in the race? You learn how to spell and think you comprehend race
Yep,
knowledge or something.
yep. It's all
Um,
taught. Definitely, you put
you, you
1,000 places in a room that's under 2 years old. They ain't gonna hate each other. They're gonna play and get along.
yeah, people not looking at what they learned. You learn to think you comprehend stuff you don't like.
Man, look, the programming is so deep. Look, I usually don't be following with what you be saying, but look, bro, this programming is so deep. What you just said is so powerful, bro. It's so deep. The moment it's a full frontal assault from the moment you are conceived. Control,
Hmm.
control of your perception, control of your perspective, and control of your consciousness. That's it. That's why in all these movies they'll tell you it's a war on consciousness. It ain't got nothing to do with what they think. What when you first hear the word conscious, all conscious means is to know, with knowing.
And you'll
That's
see
it.
the ones that's lame is why they hate it because they can see it.
Yep. Yes.
They can see
Yes.
the unfairness in detail.
So, what is the dark without the light? I mean, what is the light without the dark?
You got
What
to
is
have,
the
it's just like we've been saying for a long, long time. You know, everyone want to think that they want to go this white path, or you should be afraid of the black path, or what they call left hand and right hand path. But in reality, that's why when you see monks, or when you see people praying or doing anything, they're usually clasping the left and right hand, because you got to conjoin these two paths, good and evil, what we call dualities. You got to conjoin all this shit. It's got to be a singularity. It's all got to be like, it's levels to everything. You know, ain't nothing black and white. Everything got gradients to it. You know, it don't just go from one to the other. It's got gradients. You know, it's levels to everything, layers like an onion.
He's
it's
definitely
only
right.
truth. There is only
Especially
truth.
when you're able to when you're able to know. And here's that word "know" again, with the word "aware" again, which is connected to consciousness again. When we are left to know, and then we are placed in the dark, just as when we go to sleep, right? We're still aware. We're still conscious of ourselves. You know what I mean? Yeah, the body falls asleep in the dark, but it appears that lights do come on in the dark. You know what I mean? We dream in the dark. It's the imagination still runs rampant in the dark. Everything happens from the dark. I think what the hang up could be is that when we say when we're displaying our build on darkness, what type of light will determine on what type of darkness we're talking about. And I get where Josh is coming from. I mean, the
Right.
word black and the
So
term darkness has always been termed like evil or low or
It
downgraded.
is.
You know what I
It
mean?
is in that language you're talking. It is.
Yes, yes, he ain't wrong. Both of y'all ain't wrong. That's the beauty
and that,
of perception. You know what I mean? That's the beauty of
and you can
perspective.
agree to it and try to well they would turn evil into good and good into evil. And you can agree to it and turn that darkness into good.
so
No,
dark.
I
So
don't
dark.
agree with that. What I do agree with is
I don't
it's
either.
a
But I'm
balance
saying
of
you can't
everything.
one
It's a
can.
balance to everything, because what we see as wicked, for instance, a cheetah chasing an antelope, grabbing
But
that motherfucker by his, hitting it on its ass, knocking it down, and grabbing it by its throat and holding it till it's dead,
but brother,
looking it in its eyes, listening.
bro,
We
brother,
we could
brother, you seen that in real life, bro?
we perceive that as evil.
Yeah,
You
but you
know,
seen that in real life though, or you
shit.
seen it on
Okay,
TV?
no, you keep talking, bro. You good?
Yeah, like I'm saying, that's painted light though. Listen, bro, that's painted light. Unless you seen it in real life, then I kind of get you, kind of. But I'm saying though, that's painted lights. Ain't nothing on that TV.
In real life,
Ain't no
seen
cheat on that
death?
TV. It never was. It never
Oh,
was a cheat on
so
that
you ain't
TV.
trying to. I know hold on. Are you
How you
trying
get
to
in there to
like?
watch it in the first
See,
place is what
are
I'm
you
trying to.
trying to? Are you trying to push onto me that I ain't seen death?
No, I ain't saying that, bro. You
You
the one
said
think
if
you
I
see.
ain't seen it when I was
You the
talking about
one.
the antelope and the goddamn cheetah.
Yes, if you seen it in real life, you seen an antelope get chased down by a cheetah for real. Like you seen it, I'm asking you. I'm not being funny.
Sadly, no, I ain't left my country of origin.
Okay,
But
so what I'm saying is,
what
okay,
I have seen is a
may
goddamn
I?
rabbit get chased down by my kitty cat and held and scream until it's goddamn dead.
Mm-hmm.
Same goddamn thing.
And what it do with it?
Ate the shit out of it. Ate
Okay,
the
that's
fur
right.
off.
That's what it.
What we don't do. Ate the fur
So
and all.
so why can you or why don't you ask your cat to go to the grocery store?
That's not how this world is set up. Come on now.
Okay, so all right.
You
So
twisting it,
what I'm
you
saying
twisting
is
it past
what I'm saying
the
what
thing.
I,
Like I said,
what
from
I'm
the
saying is
outside
can
until you
I want
sit
to
down.
go back to the
You
cheetah
saying
and
same
the
exact
antelope.
goddamn thing I said
I want
though.
to go
That's what
back
I'm
to the
trying to.
cheetah
All you
and
doing is
I want to
saying
go
the
back
same
to
thing I said.
what
All
I'm
you doing
saying
is
is,
saying the same
brother,
thing I
let me
said. All you
finish.
doing is
May
saying
I
the same thing
finish,
I said.
please?
I keep repeating myself. I can be a real
May I
dumbass.
finish, please?
Not
May I?
really, because you just saying the same thing I
Okay.
said.
All right.
I said it's all perspective
So
and perception.
go ahead, brother.
Goddamn.
Go ahead. Keep talking, bro.
Look like to me it looked fucked up, but to the
I
goddamn
love
cat,
you.
it's right.
I love
Shit,
you, brother.
I don't give a fuck.
It's okay.
Keep on here
You
talking
don't get.
bullshit.
If you
Repeat
seek, you
what the
shall
next
find.
motherfucker say
If you
with
don't give
different
a, if you
words.
seek, you shall find. You might not find it.
Get your ass on somewhere, man. Ain't
Nah,
If
nobody
you
come
don't
on here
give
to
a, if
build
you
on with
seek,
you. I
you
came on
shall
here to build
find.
with my brother
You
Dojo
might
and
not
goddamn you,
find
man.
it.
hey
Well, bro,
Josh,
you say I can't finish, or
You
I may
finna
not
ruin.
finish.
You finna
You the
ruin
one
it. You
choosing.
finna
You
ruin
the
it and
one
make me back
choosing.
the fuck
You
off this
ruining
show
it. You
because you
choosing.
feel like it's your
Back on
show.
up, bro. Back on up, then.
you
I ain't
good,
trying to
bro.
stop you.
You
I
good,
ain't
bro.
trying to stop you, bro.
Good.
You taking me wrong for one.
Yeah, it's just a misunderstanding. That's why I was just trying to say y'all building, and it's just a misunderstanding. Y'all just gotta literally hear each other out and just hear where each other coming from. Because, like you said, y'all saying the same thing, but then y'all might just say it in a different way, and it might just
Yeah.
sound
And
good.
this the perfect example of what just happened of how we got in there in the first place. I knew where we was going. But how you get in there to watch TV about cheetahs and antelope, not try to pull your card. What I'm saying is how we get to the point to do that, what we was just doing. You know, you don't give a FUC. You know, how we get to that point in the first place, because you think you comprehend me.
Right, because we hearing. Because
Yeah,
we hear,
you think you
because we
comprehend what I'm
hearing,
saying.
but we not here, right? So we here with you, but we not there with you. So we not hearing. So it was like this, right? Right? To hear, right? Which is being there. But most people don't use to the right way that it was. So it sound like duck, which is duck or fuck. You know what I'm saying? Or they
Mm-hmm.
don't say to hear, which is what the T and the HE there is. So they not knowing that to hear, right, which is meaning to being there, which is being here, is the same thing as being where you're at, is what you're listening to, which is what you're wearing. Your ears. You're wearing your ears is what you're hearing with, and you're here with them. And you're wearing what you're wearing, which is your ears, and they're rings. So you might have a ring on, or you might have clothes, and they're around the ring. You know what I mean? Like whatever it is, but it's just hearing, right? Because you hear,
Right.
right? But
Right.
right, which is being correct, or what they might say was left. Oh, you know, it might have been left field, but when we understanding what we saying, we become up under the spell that was casted of the standing, right? Because we
Mm-hmm.
understanding it.
We
So,
think we comprehend it.
because we think that we comprehended what one is saying, but we might not be knowing that when a nigga say he here, that he just saying that he was there,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And he might think that he's saying that he here, but he don't really just know that he just there. You know what I'm saying? Because he thinking that he
Mm-hmm.
here, which is
Yeah.
listening with his ears. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So the spell is that deep, basically. It's so deep that when we
It's
understand it of all of everything that one is speaking,
mm-hmm.
right? That's what the spell is casting on everybody. This is what
Yes.
the
It's to
math
realize how you get in there in the first
first
place.
place, right? She, but That's what the cover up was about, right? Which is disguise.
The street code, the
Right.
codes.
The code. And it's the
We
code. That's why the COVID-19 was a code. It was a code word. And they said that you could die from catching the cold. The code. You caught it. So you caught the code that they telling you, and you stayed 6 feet away. So you basically walking around dead. You killed yourself today. Because you practiced social distancing and put on a mask. So, damn. You the only one who making it an easy task because you the only one just hearing and standing under the cast, basically.
Yep. Program for me and me only.
Lord have mercy.
That's the
That's
key.
deep.
That is the key, though, to see that you're the only one sensing.
That's deep.
And your mind being blanked. I think when they talk about darkness and black, and when they talk about this stuff, they go blank. Because they don't remember. They're the only one thinking about it, talking about it in any time of their life, period. The only one thinking. So how you miss parts of your life? Some blank spots in there, which is leprosy. Which is the leprosy. Spotted.
The spotted leopard sees what?
Yeah. Leprosy.
The leopard.
Spotted sight.
What?
Yeah. Where they blank out parts of their life because it's dark in there. And they go around it. They'll go around it. And it don't their story or their life don't make sense.
Because they not making no money.
Yeah.
They're not making no cash money. So sense wasn't been felt. They weren't feeling the sense. It's like, God damn, I ain't got no sense of feeling. Can't feel
To
myself.
feel that they can't feel themselves. Yeah.
I can't feel myself. I don't feel my body. Don't nobody feel me. Like I am nobody. I don't feel me.
Get what they ask for.
When everybody should feel you because you are all bodies.
The feeling of nobody, they get that. They the only one feeling it.
Feeling of nobody, they feel that. They the only one feel it.
They the only one getting a nobody.
Got nobody. They nobody.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
They nobody.
They the only one coming up in the struggle. You know, when you claim that stuff, you the only one feel it. You the only one feeling us. We shall overcome. Us black people, we shall. You the only one feeling it. Yeah.
It's the machines, man. It's the
In your
motherfucking
mind.
machines.
In your mind. There'll be wars and rumors of wars. The wars you're hearing about is the rumors. The war is in your mind. The Kuwait and all that, the Iraq, like all this supposedly
The war is
wars.
in your mind, man.
The war is in your mind. The
It's
rumors
war
of
going
wars are
on
out
outside.
there.
Fight for our spirit and the mind is a
When
war.
you didn't
It's a war
experience it,
going on
some of
outside.
us.
Fight for our spirit and the mind is a war. It's a war going on outside, and we fight for our spirit and the mind is a war. It's a war going on outside, and we fight for our spirit and the mind is. I just had to throw that in. That just fit it.
Yeah.
It's
Then the
like
rumors of wars. WW2, that's a rumor.
a rumor is a war.
Rumors of wars. The
Wow.
war in the real war in your mind.
A rumor is a war.
How you get there to learn of this stuff in the first place?
Spells is real.
Spells is real.
Israel under spells.
Israel.
Yeah. Witch's brew.
Witch's brew. Good Lord.
Putting the Hebrews under spells. Witch's brew.
Lord.
It's speaking Bible, period. It's speaking the Bible, period.
Lord have mercy. Mm-mm-mm.
Not only that, they call this shit scripture. Scripture got the word script in it, meaning the reality pre-scripted. It's all this shit. Ain't no prophecy. The only way a prophecy can be is when it's pre-scripted, prescribed,
By the
pre-prepared.
Most High, by the Most High that prepared the
Or,
ground
Facts.
for us to walk on it.
or
Facts.
He
the most,
prepared the ground
what we call
before
the
us to
most
walk on
high
the
is just
ground.
the highest
He
leader of the
he
land.
prepared the air for us to breathe. The air is prepared for us. Uh, it's already prepared in the word, in the true living word. I ain't talking no ink. I ain't talking ink. I'm talking where you standing. True living word. Where your mama alive at. That's true living word. Which is scripture. The sun rise and strip away the darkness. And you can see the texture of trees, plants, your mama, your skin. You can see the text and read the text. True living word.
You must never went hunting in the full moon.
I must never been in a full moon. Yes, I
Went,
have prayed on the moon. Yes,
went
yes,
hunting
I
in the
have.
full, went
Which
hunting in the
can
full moon.
which can be
I don't mean just going outside in the full moon. I mean
which can
hunting,
be
hiding,
praying.
praying on
Yeah,
something.
yeah. I pray on them full moon. Literally.
Yeah, sound good.
Literally. Because to me, everything you say is true. It's up to me what I think I hear, right? Like I'm gonna take what you say and make it true.
Literally.
You might be the only one, or me, or whoever might be the only one lying to themselves.
The lion.
Hmm.
The dandelion. What? Golly. Lord of mercy. Man, that's crazy. I'm telling you, this real. He telling you for real. How many times I said that? Lord. I just said it in another way. Clearly. Hear me, Lord. I swear I've been saying that shit for the longest, boy. I swear. But you are all dark and light, which is light. Light is just being lit, which you are the candle in the
Gradient.
fire.
All light is a gradient of the darkness. That's what I said. Yeah, exactly. Yep.
All these ashtrays around here, you get a
Now
got
you know darkness exists. Light,
How you know light exists? Dark.
light. For we can even speak this stuff, we was already learning to speak it. Because you're already the light. You're already alive before you learn English, which is light. People start off where they start speaking English.
That's crazy when you say that. We do it because we are alive before light. Because even when you look at the fetus, what according to their science, when you look at the fetus, because obviously they learning from life itself. You look at the fetus, right? The fetus has what they call gamma. You know what I mean? The gamma light, the gamma ray, the waves, which comes from
Which is a
gamma, because
light. It's
which
just
is
the
a light.
invisible light.
Exactly. So you know what I mean? According to their science, they give us that we only can see this spectrum of light. You know what I'm saying? And then on both ends of that, what we can see is complete darkness, but there's still waves, which is considered, because you know what I mean. Some would say that darkness is light; it's just waiting to be illuminated. It's both in the same thing. It's like saying,
AI.
you know, a well
AI
AI.
don't know.
I think they say
AI is what taught us.
according to their model, it's 80% of the world we can't even perceive.
Right.
AI
I
can
agree
say
on
that.
that.
See, that's what I'm saying. AI is telling you the way it sees. It can't
AI is
perceive.
you. AI is you, autonomous individual, awakened individual. That's why
Okay.
they got interference.
Artificial intelligence is what I'm speaking on. The adversary. I'm speaking on Satan.
The
Speaking
mechanical
on
universe. He's talking. Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
speaking on
But
the adversary, the advertisement. Don't know you until you show him you.
until you show him you.
Yeah, which is school. You learn a language. The AI taught you. The dollar bill taught you, which is AI.
I agree.
So the AI cannot discern you with you feel you learn that you can't see the different spectrums of light. The AI don't know that you can. So it's going to say that it can't. The AI going to tell you your mama is an illusion. Israel. The AI is teaching you. So the calculators, they teaching you. You don't remember your phone numbers no more? It's teaching you. The AI, which is the dollar. AI on the back of the dollar, which is Skittles, artificial flavor, artificial housing. It's Babylon, baby doll land.
Funny thing about Skittles, funny you even brought that up. Skittles ain't even got no goddamn flavor. Your mind puts the flavor to it.
Artificial intelligence.
Yep.
Yeah, it's what's
A red
teaching
Skittle,
The
a
mechanical
red Skittle.
universe. The mechanical universe. Y'all going in.
If you blindfold somebody and give them an orange Skittle, then give them a yellow Skittle, then give them a red Skittle, then give them a brown Skittle or the purple one or whatever color it is, it's all finna be the same. They'll have a hard time distinguishing the flavors because it's all one flavor. The color is your brain telling you that it's orange.
artificial intelligence.
The
And it
mechanical universe, where transhumanism and fake ass energetic discernment, addiction behavior, crisis actors, replications of the entire Earth realm. That's artificially generated nature. That is AI. That is the
Yes,
mechanical universe.
now
which is
think
the adversary.
it resonates real well. You can just stay on food, basically, and
Everything they
what
show
y'all
you.
just been saying really resonates because you take a strawberry. I mean, a strawberry soda. You give somebody a strawberry soda and let them sip it, and then you give somebody straight, real strawberry juice, not that bullshit at the store, but like real goddamn strawberries, like real strawberry juice. They're gonna be like, God damn, total difference. One's full of electricity, the other one's full of fake electricity, them fizzy bubbles.
Yeah, distilled. Yes, exactly. You notice that they sell distilled water. People keep bringing this to my attention, and I keep telling them like, how can you have distilled water? It lets you know that what it is. There's a difference between it all. It's just fucking water. It's nothing in it. There's no minerals. There's no
Yep.
particles. There's nothing in it. You know what I mean? So they can tell the difference between water that runs from flow over
It
rocks.
strange. The strangest little thing is how you can really tell a difference. Like been on we've been on distilled water straight basically since the little quarantine started, so about 3 months now. And man, you can feel the difference in the way the water in the gravity of the water in your mouth, man, like all that shit. Like I can't even fuck with no bottled water now. It don't even got the right feel. It tastes weird. It tastes almost like astringent.
I live near this elder man, and this elder man he has a bee farm. He
Hmm.
has honeybees,
Hmm.
and I get my honey from him in order to use what I use for flavor.
Hmm.
And
Hmm.
I'm asking
Hmm.
him what happened to his honeybees and why it's not as many as it was last time I've been there. And the way he breaks it down is the way we all break it down. Everything is everything. And even with
Hmm.
the GMOs, maybe the GMOs, perhaps, we have people who protest against GMOs because GMOs is not good for the human being. But at the same time, that's what he was telling me that's killing the honeybees is, everything works together. And so if we need trees to breathe, then trees need honeybees. And so it's crazy how he was breaking it down like it's the digestive system of the bee. There's a term for it. And with GMOs coming out more and more, right? It's causing honeybees not able to digest correctly. And so, yes, of course, perhaps humans can digest GMOs, but there's an error. Anything that's artificial is an error. Mechanical universe, artificial GMO, that's artificial fucking agriculture, artificial agriculture. Anything that has something to do with the matrix is straight up mechanical universe. I didn't know that GMOs can affect the digestive system of bees. I never took in thought that other insects digest and things. I just never took certain things
Yeah.
into consideration. Now that
Sense.
I do, it's like, wow.
Both sides of it make sense. It makes sense that it, obviously it affects everything. And it also makes sense that we're kind of trained not to notice the shit, not to think about it, not to be sat down as babies and been like, the goddamn bee eats the pollen and then takes the pollen from this tree on its legs, holding it to the next little tree. You know what I mean? But speaking on the pollen, bro, I watched a video of these folks clearing pollen out of trees. And the way they do it is they kind of like shake the tree. And man, look, it's a birch tree. Man, I watched them shake this birch tree, bro, and it looked like a poison cloud. Obviously poison pollen is not bad for us. It's just us not using it, like you said, getting your little honey from your next door neighbor. That all stops it to where that makes it to where any of the little local allergies and shit like that, your body's already got it in you. So you've been, inoculated for, so to speak. So when we knock all the little pollen out of shit, when we start being all like, oh, it causes me an inconvenience, so I'm finna, take it away. It fucks shit up, man. People don't like, man, everything is everything. Exactly like you said, basically. You know what I mean? We all live together on this goddamn place. Like it's all ours. That's what don't make no sense to me. How people could be like, this is my land. None of this is nobody's. You could put a fence around everything and it don't mean nobody owns shit. Somebody will come and take that bitch from you if they got the money on it. Man, I don't know. It's just like, man, the world's fucking crazy, man. Like even the natural little world kind of crazy. It's all just crazy. It is what it is. It's all chaotic. Chaos is beautiful, but chaos is also, chaotic. It is what it is, man. I don't know. I'm rambling. I ain't got shit to say. Excuse me.
I'm with you though, brother. I'm with you. I just feel we all feel the same. Everything works. Everything everything that works together. I mean, if we take the term as below, so above, you know, without being mesmerized by as above, so below, we see that as below, so above, that everything is interconnected. Everything is together. Everything is like a whole body, the wholeness of the body, and the beautiful knowing of the wholeness of it, right? You see that this existence of everything from all energies that exist inside anything that's external, that's living, what they call matter, that has weight to it, that's breathing, that's eating, all that, right? It all came into existence, just everything at once. Boom. There was no evolution. There was no migration. There was no evolving. There was none of that. Everything just, because once you begin to know how the wholeness of everything works, it's a marvelous thing. I was breaking down, me and my great brother Truth, man, we was having this talk, and I was telling him about this documentary, and yes, it was on the TV, so I guess I didn't see it, but I do have a fig tree, and I was telling him about the queen of all trees, and the documentary is, the fig tree, the queen of all trees in Africa. And I was wondering why that tree in particular was the queen of all trees. And it's because that tree itself, it feeds more species than any tree on earth. You know what I mean? It's the fig tree. And interesting enough to think is that the fig tree wasn't even a tree to feed any species at all. The fig tree was actually a tree for fig wasp to reproduce, because fig wasp will reproduce inside of figs. And so the way it breaks it down, the way the fig tree knows exactly how to act beneath the dirt for certain things. The fig tree will start secreting this sap in order to keep these certain parasites away from the figs, because certain parasites will try to impregnate. Well, actually, not even eat the baby. Certain parasites want to lay their larvae in the same hole, which is in the same fig that the fig wasp laid their larvae. And so in order for the fig tree to support the fig wasp reproduction, right, it'll start secreting this fucking this syrup, right? It starts secreting this syrup, and by doing so, it attracts, that syrup attracts other insects that eats those parasites. You see what I'm saying? Exactly. And then by doing so, those insects come to eat those parasites. It begins to overwhelm the figs as well. And so it begins to dry up, and when the sap starts drying up, it brings in other insects that defend and eat those insects that was killing the parasites, like
I
bees.
bet
The bees,
it
the
was
bees were come right. The bees came and harvest the syrup to patch holes in the nest. The ants came to harvest the syrup, and when the ants came to harvest the syrup, the ants, when they was killing the insects that was trying to prevent the fig wasp from laying their eggs, it raised the young ones in order for it to defend the fig tree, because the ants knew eventually once the syrup dries up, the ants won't be able to comprehend to defend the figs anymore. Now here comes the thing about it, right? During all that time with this fucking fig tree, here comes the monkeys and the giraffes, because they're eating the figs. And so
mm-hmm.
now the fig tree starts spitting out this white syrup stuff. And by doing, man, look, all I know is just watching the documentary on how the fig tree works and how it feeds so many different species, but how all the species work together, and how the roots of the fig tree call upon the minerals and the digestion of the rocks through mycelium, and how that allows it to secrete its defense mechanism against insects and large animals, just in order for the fig wasp to have a reproduction system. Lastly, and I'm almost done, the fig wasp, right, when it lays the larvae inside the fig, all female larvae, they can't be born unless another male larvae gets on top of the egg inside the fucking fig, and reproduce with it. So a female cannot be born until she's pregnant. When it comes to the fig wasp, I thought that was very interesting, because it's like, so the whole reproduction of the fig wasp, right, deals with this great tree that feeds just so many different species. And on top of that, by doing so, the organisms in the soil around these trees, right, everything works in like everything is together as one. You know what I'm saying?
Synergist.
Yes, as one. There is no this started from that, this started from this, because when science began to teach us to make things objects, right? That's when
Mm-hmm.
we started to lock ourselves away from our imagination. We don't make things objects. We make things living.
Yeah. You remember I was talking to you a long ass time ago about the nematodes and the it's all kind of little shit you can get for the little weed. Well, it's not just for weed, it's for your soil. It's shit that live in the soil. But anyways, the plant sends signals down to the soil. The nematodes come up the plant, eat the spider mites, eat the aphids, eat that shit, and then take it down to the soil so it can, eat it down into the soil and shit. Like, and then you said mycelium. Man, mycelium is something don't nobody talk about. See, I love fucking talking with you, Dojo. Like, we get to talk about all the little good shit that I don't get to talk about with other folks, man. The mycelium, they say mycelium is how they might believe that's what in their theory, that's how the world talks to itself. That's how
Point on. You spot on.
it's been across oceans, bro. Like, even across oceans, they're saying this shit like is it damn near like transcends time and space. It's like the largest organism supposedly on record is a mycelium patch, and it's a mycelium patch that from a helicopter it looks like, man, massive. So like, it's got to be massive for it to be viewed from a helicopter, and mycelium is a nanometer thick, man. Like, it ain't shit.
You're spot on. You're spot on. When we start to notice that, or when we become everything, because everything is it. When we become it, we see that it's not in layers. It's just whole. Everything is everything. And when mycelium, like, we wouldn't have any plants. You wouldn't have any flowers. You wouldn't have any trees. No green grass. No green bushes. You wouldn't have anything green. You wouldn't have anything that would give what they say, according to science, photosynthesis through this. You wouldn't have any of that without mycelium.
Nope.
The earth would be barren without mycelium. And so people ask, like, why is it so scientific with the words? It's because these are the people who have taken what's naturally nature and tried to coin it into subjects, subject, verb, and predicate. You know what I mean? They brought a language to it. That's what causes us to say that, oh, okay, we're identifying things. We didn't do this to ourselves. This is how the enslavement came. But as I'm saying, when it comes to mycelium, mycelium is just look at it like this. It's like a fucking you can when a seed goes into the ground or anything has roots, right? The roots and the health does of that plant, grass, bush, tree doesn't. It depends on mycelium. That's how it uptakes nutrients. The only way roots can take nutrients out of the soil is through mycelium, because the mycelium is like the digestive system for the roots. It breaks down into fungi, and it feeds the roots the nutrients it needs. Don't you know roots don't even absorb phosphorus? It needs mycelium for that. And that's on the natural basis. I wouldn't know these things if I wasn't indoctrinated. I wouldn't know these things because normally, coming from nature, naturally, right? We didn't need all these things. We didn't need the periodic table of elements. We didn't need chemistry. Chemistry was a man-made ideology that became an invention of all these chemicals and all these fucking atoms. They don't deal with molecules. Biology deal with molecules, not chemistry. But the point is, though, when you're natural, right? You're just dealing with just the four things. You know what I'm saying? Uh, earth, air, fire, water. That's pretty much it. And you then everything else that comes after that, like the whole table, and knowing hydrogen, and knowing how it bonds to oxygen. All of that shit is a man's ideology. You know what I mean? It brings us to see. It brings you to a conclusion to where we can have proper conversations, because now we I guess what they call quote unquote educated, but it's really not. It's just the terms that they put on these things. This is how I know these things to be true. You know what I mean? Besides, I grow myself. You know what I mean? Both mushrooms and fucking. You know what I mean? On a vast scale. And so it's like I know how this works when it comes to fungi in the soil and roots. Nothing will be here. And so when you start researching, like, okay, then let me look at this mycelium shit. You start to notice that some people even made movements. You know what I mean? The mycophilic movement, right? That possibly the earth was just gigantic mushrooms, not mushrooms like big dicks everywhere. Now, don't look at it like that. Some mushrooms don't grow, you know what I'm saying, like that with helmets and shit. Most mushrooms grow on the side of logs and trees, like lion's mane. You know what I mean? It's just crazy how it was all full of this mushrooms first. Like I mentioned to one of my great brothers before, I knew what the void is. And so when we look at the Bible and you say that in the beginning God created the heaven and earth, the earth was without form and void and darkness. That part right there is telling you that the science of mycology, the science of mycelium, and it's showing you how it all, because you can't get mycelium unless it's only in the darkness. Soon as mycelium touches the surface and it touches the air and the light, it becomes a mushroom, because the mushroom, the fruiting body. That's why I tell people that mushrooms are fruits. No, they're not. Yes, they are. That's why
They
they have
don't know.
fruiting bodies.
Once they learn, they learn.
Right. It's magnificent to know, but it really isn't necessary to know. You know what I mean? What's more to know is self. You know what I'm saying? You got to ask yourself, self asks I who I was. I said
Mhm.
myself. Self said, I forgot who self is. Shit. I said, shit, self, shit. You must forgot. I know what self did. I know self. Self know me. We get along very comfortably. That's how I live my life is now, but I am educated. I yield the flow.
And yeah, what you said about it being various types of mushrooms, man, there's so many types. Growing up where I grew up, where it's real humid and lots of trees around, bro, it's these nasty little jelly looking mushrooms. It's these like, man, yeah, mushrooms got all various types. Shit, some of the best psilocybin bearing mushrooms come from tree mushrooms, and they don't look nothing like a regular, golden, what they, I forget what they call them little things. I ain't really been on them in a long time. But anyways, yeah, man, it's beautiful. If Paul Stamets, he's one of them ones that say, shit, humans may have even came from God. What we call human may have come from even mycelium. And if it's the building blocks of life, it sort of makes sense.
That's because of bone marrow. They say like people think that when they think skeleton, when they see the bone, they think bone is bone. But inside your bone, there's organisms inside the bone in order for the bone to grow. You know what I
Yep.
mean? Bone just don't grow because it's like the type of bone that break. Bone is alive. You know what I'm saying? Bone has an organism, has this stuff running through it. You know what I mean? So they have like bee spores. It is crazy. You know what I mean? Our markup when it comes to immunity is straight natural with the mushrooms, and we're not even just psilocybin. You know what I mean? There's a lot of psilocybin mushrooms. There's a lot of psychedelic mushrooms, but there's even more that are just medicinal. You know what I mean? Those who, you know what I mean, you can make platonics from them. I'm even making man, I'm making tinctures of all kinds of shit, Josh. I mean, straight the fuck up, bro. And it's crazy because it's like when you make the tincture, you don't have to worry about it going to the digestive system. It goes directly into the bloodstream. And so it's like when you have medicinal these medicinal mushrooms and stuff, these properties, they're not addictive because they don't, most of them don't come from like chemicals. There's no chemical added. Everything comes from like it's all just natural. It just comes from the environment, you know. And it's the health factors are like super shots, bro. They're like,
Yep.
man, bro, you think people who have problems with drinking lean, people who got problems with Xanax, people who got problems with all this stuff, right? How do you normally help a problem? I mean, a person with with an addiction, right? Normally, but
Nasty ass medicine or some shit, or they make them withdraw, but usually they'll give them a medicine. That's the
they'll give
worst.
them like the generic version of something, like methadone or something. You know what I mean? They have you know what I mean, a substitute version of what it is, right? But it's a chemical that comes off a periodic table substitute of what a version is that causes the brain itself to stay, you know what I mean, addicted to something, and, you know what I mean? And so now you're dependent on it. When you can take the same medicinal mushroom that gives you the same exact feeling, you know what I mean? Because it's really just a feeling, how you feel, you know what I mean? Whether if it's on Xannies, however, it doesn't matter. They have medicinal booms that when you take the tincture of that, you feel that same way. And so it's like it draws us back to what this conversation was. It's like how responsible of are we when we know something and we deliberately go against what we know? That's what I think it's about, because you're gonna have to remember that you knew what you know, and then you deliberately chose to do the opposite. Here is self asking I who self was. You see what I'm saying?
Yep. You was talking about making tinctures. Have you? I'm sure I brought it up to you before. Spagyrics, taking and making spagyric tinctures. Spagyrics works off of the zodiac and all sorts of little things. And like say, dandelion is a good one to work with. All right, dandelion root. We already know dandelion root is fire, good for you. The whole dandelion is edible. You can eat the stalk, you can eat the flower, you can eat the root. Anyway, so dandelion is a sunflower. Obviously, when you look at it, you can see by its color, by the way it looks, that's a sunflower. So you harvest it at noon on Sunday. When you see them, you harvest them on noon on Sunday. You let them dry for however long you want. Then you make your little tincture out of them for 2 moon cycles, which is 28 days times 2. Then after your second moon cycle, you drain it, strain it, and burn the plant material until it's a white ash, nothing left, only white ash. The white ash is the soul of the flower. Then you mix a little bit of water and turn that into the tincture, and that's a spagyric tincture. You can strain it or you can keep it raw. Either way, it ain't gonna go bad. It's all good. But that's full spectrum medicine. That's where they started to get the
Nice, nice.
Hey,
Super
mama.
nice.
Super nice.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm on my way now. I'm on South Boulevard.
Good looking out with that, Josh. I'm gonna play that back and make sure I write all that down. Cause
I
you know
got
what I
you
mean?
to spell it
For
too. I
real.
got Spagyric's, like lyrics of a song. Spagyric's.
Spagyrics booming. Hey, you see that blue juice? I got some blue juice coming too. Look up blue juice. You know what I'm saying? From the mushrooms, you broke down the whole way of making it. You know what I mean? You know, when you dry it out, bam, bam, and then you go ahead and use the waterway. You know what I mean? You can make it into a juice, but it's bracking. You know, and then you start using the terpenes because some of this stuff is like it all works together. That's why I'll always stand
Flavors,
on everything is
terpenes,
everything.
all that shit. Yes,
Yeah,
sir.
you can add the terps to it to give it that flavor. You know what I mean? There's a reason why these people who blowing these, using these e-liquid, this e-liquid, right? That's why they blowing out that flavor, them big ass white clouds, and it tastes like that.
Yep.
It's artificial. This is the mechanical universe. This is exactly what it is. And I deal with nature, man. People say, why you still do it? Because I still have people who I deal with. You know, I just feel like when it comes to like the holistic movement or the holistic part of reality has just went to the wayside. No one even to discuss this. Some of the fallen ones that lived amongst us, You know what I mean? We don't. It's not. That's just don't get no light. Everybody's just we're drowning that out. But I stay in that lane because it's like people won't always want help. You know what I mean? And if I could help weather the case, then you know what I mean. I'm going to just do exactly that. But that's what taught me that the way any type of way with a direction, right, is truly not the way. The way is actually an entrance, and you're the way. You're yourself. You know what I mean? That's why the way is an entrance. It's not a direction. Any way that's external is not a way at all.
Agreed. I feel like that's why when we start playing with these words, the best one to start fucking with first is understand. Because once we start understanding, it starts becoming relevant, apparent.
Yeah, facts. And then getting rid of willful ignorance, bro, because it's like a lot of us, and when I mean a lot, I'm like really like the bastard. When it comes to YouTube streets, Dojo's like the bastard child. You know what I mean? I've been through a lot of different, you know what I mean? I've been everywhere. And so it's like, and I know there's only one thing, that willful ignorance is the reason why the YouTube street communities aren't connected together as one big vast movement. It's because of willful ignorance. People know that they know what they know, but then when they get upset, this is when that willful ignorance take over, and it's not healthy at all. It's not, and it could definitely be a different type of experience for all us YouTubers, whether small, medium, or commercial type.
I agree with that firsthand. I yield the floor.
It's a show. It's entertainment, bro. You feel me? Entertainment, and they understanding of what entertainment is, and they like being entertained. You feel me? It's like because they don't know self, right? So everyone is trying to look entertaining. This for one, there's a lot of followers out here, and then there's a lot of false prophets, so to say. You feel what I'm saying? There's a lot of people out here just doing it for the matter. when they ain't speaking about it, they just doing what they think that they fan base want. This is what they like. They want to talk about the drama, man. I'm gonna do with this, man. The fuck the truth. I'm gonna give them what they want to talk about. You know what I'm saying? It's like, man, everybody else talking about this shit. Let me talk about this shit too. You feel what I'm saying? It's like, you know what I mean? Because it's all a show. It's all make believe, and this shit is all for a show, and everybody is in for it, falling for the bait. Whether they take the bait or it's a debate or whatever it is, it's some type of bait being thrown out, and everybody is
Yes.
just gobbling
And
stuff.
just like any programming, the entertainment is just a side effect.
It's only, you feel me? You feel what I'm saying? Like a drug, and folks get addicted to the shit of whatever it is. You feel what I'm saying? Because it's an addiction. Everybody just want to take a hit or become a hit. You feel me? Or somebody just want to just take just a blast and just have a blast. You feel what I'm saying? It's like, man, we can think about it in many ways of what the fuck is going on. You feel what I'm saying? But it's just going on. And why, right, when we be thinking about it, we just be like, shit, we be just presenting it. You
Yep,
feel what I'm
that's
saying?
the thing, Hugh. We, as long as we thinking about it and talking about it, it's the predictive programming and the mechanical universe. Everything is still transpiring. Everything is still going forward. You know, it's like if anyone would have asked me, even when I started this YouTube street thing, when I started with this, you know, what I mean, the Sun and Moon group, peace, love, and happiness, out to Karen. You know, even when I was with them, you know, I was promoting, you know what I mean, youth education, and the reason why I was promoting education first is because it's like when we want to clip the umbilical cord of the programming, it would have definitely started in the classroom. Here we are today, you know what I'm saying, and I'm still around the same frequencies. I'm still around the same brethrens. You know what I'm saying? All kind of great ones around me. You know, and it's still a discussion, but now I can't promote the classroom and cutting that umbilical cord of predictive education is for the fact that now they're AI has already attempted to move the classroom into the home now. You know what I'm saying? Into the home. So even those people who would think that I'm not having no Alexa in my home, and even those people who be like, I'm not gonna be doing this on yada yada, or I'm gonna make sure I'm gonna cut my phone off completely so the camera ain't watching me. Please, the mechanical universe is seeping into your doors. You know what I'm saying? They've already compromised the fucking education, the board of education. Now
Already
the
been in the doors.
yeah,
They know
they it's
about being in the doors. You feel what I'm saying? and they always been paying attention to everything that you've been saying. So everything we saying is what's happening. Like just like you said, bro. Like for real,
They
bro.
observing. They
Like,
observing by making everything objects and subjects. That's the
why do you think
problem.
everybody going into kid? Why do you think all the kids going into school right now? I mean, going
They
into homeschool and got the choice of that option.
exactly on using the internet and shit. They even I heard the schools are even providing free internet service in order and laptops in order for the kids to go. You know, and
They
so like I said,
already do it.
yeah, that's just it. It's like what we're saying. Like we all know one thing to be true, that it's not what it appears, or not. It's not what it seems. You know, and so what do we do about it? You know what I mean? That's gonna be the biggest thing. And,
Do
you
you
know,
fall
it's
for it
difficult.
going into it, or do you just play along with it? Are you gonna play along with everything else with the cast? Because everybody else, the broadcasting is like they gonna all jump their ass off the bridge together, right? Because everybody gonna do it. They gonna go get the shot. They gonna tell you they gonna take this shot. They gonna get their kids in it. They go back. I'm
Right.
like,
Hive
yeah,
mind.
they
That's
they
that
gonna
hive
do
mind shit.
it.
I
Yep.
was discussing that the other day. That's hive mind. There's people out there, and the thing about it is, you know, it's something because it targets every single household on all scales. You can be. It doesn't matter how much money you got. Your money don't mean nothing. You know what I mean?
Nope.
It's just like electricity. If the entire country, if electricity went out for the entire country, I don't. It doesn't matter how big your house is compared to mine. Your electricity out too. You know what I'm saying? And
Yep.
so it's like it's the same thing with this whole fake ass take a shot to, you know what I mean, in order to step back into the classroom type of paradigm. It's like for real though, it's like some parents never knew what it was like to be a family. And so, but when this COVID shit hit them, and when you had to take a negative and turn it positive, and which they should have by being home with their children and having a chance to spend that quality time, nah, they like, hurry up and open the schools. Let me send these little bad motherfuckers
Goddamn
back to
right. You
school.
took
You
the
know what I'm
words
saying?
out my mouth.
For
Because they didn't
real, they
know
want
they didn't know they self.
everybody, even the rich. But the
Yep.
thing is, though, as soon as they quarantine everybody, outside crime went down, and fucking domestic violence, child abuse, and
Boots.
all that shit went skyrocket through the fucking roof. That lets
Yep.
us know that households, as in family units, they're not mentally stable at all. You know what I mean? And so what that tells us, as when we look at it in numbers, right? That most of these people will say, you know what? I'm going to go ahead and vaccinate my entire family in order to get their little
Yep.
badass back in school. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
It's going to be
You ain't
willfully
seen
given. They're going to take that shit willfully, bro. Willfully. Even the
you
people
ain't
who are
seen all them
against
goddamn
vaccinations are going
videos
to.
though. You ain't seen all them little trending videos coming up, man. Mama's going crazy. That one video is so funny to me, but it's fucked up. But it's only funny because it's so fucked up. That lady said she's talking to Donald Trump over a guy in the car smoking a goddamn blunt, calling that man Trunk. She said, Trunk, get these kids back in school. You got to do something with these kids. They driving me crazy, blah, blah, blah. And bro, everybody on her little live streams like, yes, girl, tell it. All this, come on, man, come on.
Yeah, you own it. And that's in all communities. It doesn't matter what color your skin is. That's even, you know, it doesn't. I've seen, and that's the programming part. When we know that we're aware of the machinery, the programming part, it sticks out like, oh my, it's everywhere. You know exactly how they're doing it. You know what I mean? With the
It's
crisis
so
actors,
hard.
everything is so fucking crazy.
It's so hard to tell your significant others and shit too, because I don't know about you, but my brother Huey, I know, feel me, and my brother Elihu feel me. Man, you get to talking this real shit with your wife or your girlfriend or boyfriend or whoever it may be, and man, the shit start getting hectic, man. They'll start, everything they can to like make it to where what base either you know everything, which is kind of like saying you don't really know everything, and then or believe what someone told you, or you know what, man, they got all kind of little defenses
Ah,
on this shit.
Peace, love, and happiness in mind's eye. Hey,
salute,
Josh,
fellas.
you,
Hey,
you
that's
just dropped a.
crazy. You just said that. Cause Josh, you remember the Matrix movie where everybody, where they say the agents was everybody and they was no one.
Yep.
It's kind of like when you get to teaching or talking to your own main family, they'll get the wiggle in their head, and that's
Yep.
where they give you that bullshit. They tell you don't know nothing, or you know too damn much, or things like that. They literally becoming that agitated agent that don't want to hear that shit.
Yeah, and that's why they don't see. I've been telling folks. See, I don't think it's
when we call folks agents, you know, folks, that's a terrible thing to label on somebody. But either way, I think instead of saying it like, you know, they work for this agency or they work for that agency, I'd be willing to bet that most of these folks are what we would call self-employed agents. Just like you said, you know, you'll get to talk with them and your beautiful girlfriend all of a sudden turn into that ugly ass dude with goddamn glasses on. You're like, what the fuck?
Facts. And she'll literally bite you. You know, the fellas, they'll literally fight you. It's the whole thing. Like, I think of it as agitation, like say for the demon agency or whatever. Like, it's like where they become part of that system. They don't want to hear that shit. It's like you trying to wake up you trying to wake up your babies in the morning. You know, they gonna be crying and shit. They don't want to go to school. You know what I mean? They don't want to wake up. So it's like, yeah, you are agitation for the Lord. Like, you come with the necessary forward movement.
Y'all on 100. Y'all doing 100. Y'all dropping straight gems, straight facts. Josh,
hey, you too.
Josh been my brother since man, we brothers from another mother, man. And you know my family, you know what I mean, is my household right now, man. We are absorbing so many different vibrations from so many different levels. It's so difficult to just stay. It's so difficult to get rest.
Hard
You know
to
what I
stay
mean?
on the baseline. I already
Yes,
know.
man, because it's like what Josh was saying. You know, when you're with someone who mentally, I mean, mentally, not even. There's no other way around it. When they're mentally of when the artificial intelligence got them, or when everything is just when they're just so, and you know they're smart. You know what I mean? I know she's smart. You know,
Yep.
but it's just, you know, and then to have like mixed children. That's what people fail to realize, that, like, you know, Dojo didn't even. I never posted anything about Black Lives Matter. I didn't even put the Blackout Wednesday. People fail to realize, and I always put this argument out there because it's definitely an argument. People fail to realize that when we start grabbing at races like that, right? That there's always a percentage of race that are mixed breed children,
Yes.
and so when the topic of discussion is black versus white, right, and you're a black man and you have dignity and black pride, but you have mixed children, it's not the same type of energy as it is when you know that color and race is just it's something that was, it's a conditioning. It was taught this, you know what I mean? It's just crazy. And so it's like we have, even when I overhear my children's conversations, you know, it's just crazy. With they talk to their friends, they have black friends, they have white friends, they have a lot of mixed friends. You know, it's just like they see our world and our way of thinking like it's rubbish, like it's shrub. You know, it's like, man, and then the woman, you know what I mean, is very smart, very loving, but just, you know, my woman would definitely vaccinate my youth in order for them to get back into the classroom. It's like she doesn't get it, you know what I mean? And it's not like I'm trying to make it believable. This is what's occurring. This is happening. This is fucking happening. This is not me trying to convince her or anyone that this is something that I believe. This is there's a war on us, not only on perception, but to make sure that we keep our energy willfully given to them. I mean, this is fucking crazy, bro. But
That's
y'all
why
spot on, man.
I
Y'all
had
spot on. And shout out to all the mixed breed children out there, because you know what? There needs to be a movement for them. I noticed that
That's
half
right.
breed children don't have no movement because they stuck right in the middle of this grown folk arguing about what color. Even niggas talk about who lighter than other. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, oh man, it's beyond that shit, you know. But peace, love, and happiness, family.
Oh yeah, I got a movement for 'em. It's called the Brown Movement. We're gonna be our own. Everybody on the world should try to be our own, like be our own. All of us should be our own owners, because we was the only one who was standing on our own. Literally, if everybody can see they in the reflection of the round, that everything is around them. They can see the round in brown, and don't think about the U and D in it unless they then gonna put the end in the D. You know what I mean? When you put the N D in, that's the ending of it all. But if you're gonna keep the W in it, O in it, where you was old, you know that you was here something which was old to you, which was so your days was old. You know what I
and
mean?
it's on, and you own it.
Give it to you.
Cautious, man, goddamn Cautious post a picture of all these different fists, right? All these different is a cartoon picture, obviously, but you can correlate it to real people, you know. All these fists right beside each other from the darkest skin hue to the lightest skin hue. And he put a finger up to it and said, all brown.
All brown. They all brown. I seen that. They are all brown. You can't get
that's dope.
And when you put and if you take that same picture, I wish I could pull that picture up. And if we put a ethnicity group with every hue that he got from the darkest all the way down, that should cover pretty much everything that's right here on this ground. You know what I'm saying? It's like you can see it right in front of your face, but they don't want you to know that. They still want to put black and white in the race. They want you to have to be worried about black and the white, which when the dark and the light was just the day and the night. You feel what I'm saying? And the black and the white was just the same thing as the front and the back of the story. You know what I'm saying? It's like, man, they got us mixed up between what the light is and what is dark or whatever it is, because they put us under the spell of it all. When light was just Elliot or the lit, it was it. You know what I mean? Literature. It's like, man.
Hey, check this shit out. You just said something that blew me away. I don't know. It didn't normally hit me. I always said this shit ain't a race, right? You know, that was my little joke on the races. Well, what the fuck is at the end of a race? A black and white checkered flag.
A black and white checkered flag. Lord.
Stupid as fuck. Stupid as fuck.
Showing us right in front of our face, and we running for the race. Literally. Can't even see it. It's distortion. It's the distorted. It's the static screen. The black and white is the static screen. That's why we got so much static on the scene, which is the screen that we looking at through the TV that comes through the black. You know how they like, well, then don't keep it black and white. Show them some color. You feel me? But the TV, I mean, it's still black and white. Is what's the static. The black and white is where all the static at. The standing of the misunderstanding of what the words is, tells, the scripts, and everything that we reading from the pages on up. The black and white is where all of the static at, and the confusion in that, the distortion.
And see, you about older, you a little older than me, but we about the same age, so you'll be able to maybe correlate with what I'm finna say. When I was a kid, I was a little weird motherfucker, but I stick my face real close to the TV just to see what I could see. You know what I mean? Well, when you stick your face real close to the TV, even a color TV, it's colored static. It's like colored static at the macro level. I mean, at the micro level, but at the macro level, it's like a mosaic. You know what I mean? So it's like a picture from far away, but up close, it's all crazy.
Yep. And that's how we looking at the world. Up close from the view, you can see the picture in front of you right now, but from far away, it's all static, so you can't really see what's going on from far away because it ain't nothing out there, but it's just a whole bunch of distortion. Until you get, the closer you get to all of the distortion, the clearer the vision get. You feel what I'm saying? Because you're still looking at it from the wide lens. You're looking at it from the wide TV view. You feel what I'm saying? You're looking at the whole picture. No matter where you at, you looking at the whole picture. But you're looking at it from the inside out, so it looks like it's fractals from far out. So it looks like yourself. Yourself looks so much bigger when it's close to you than it is. That's why it's so far away. You can hold it. That's what it's just like, man, once we get that shit, man, I think once the people get it, I think we got it. I think
y'all going to fuck in it because it is the whole, and it's all conditioning. I don't know how much of the information is true or not, and I don't know how much of the information was deliberately scripted in order for it to be spoken of. But it's way crazy. As I'm going through, you know what I mean, segments of just video, you know what I mean, because when I'm going through videos and I'm researching with the same type of mind, going through videos, and I'm doing both at the same time. It's crazy, bro. It's just kind of like Neo when he sits in that fucking chair and they start downloading shit in his brain. He first felt it, and he was like, you know what I'm saying? He wanted more, you know, and he was just like a machine himself. He was just full of, you know what I mean? He was downloading all kinds of shit, hours.
Yeah,
It's
what
like
he
that,
say?
bro.
He said, "I know kung fu."
Yes,
So
That's
you
hey, that's
are
what they
the
teach in the dojo.
You
that
are the
part,
AI,
dog.
Josh was saying. Like AI can be what you make it, but AI don't exist from within outside the man. It can
It
only
never, yeah, it never existed. It
And when you
everything
think
was
of
so
machine,
natural.
right? When you think of the machine, what would be Satan? What would be the adversary to the machine? An awakened individual.
Facts. You
the
on
one
point.
that knew how to
You on
operate
Yeah,
point.
understand.
it's
The one
hey,
that
it's
You
your
know,
pop.
you can interchangeably put, instead of awakened, you can do autonomous. But see, in this time, the way we see autonomy, because of the news and shit, it may not be good to use the word autonomous individual because they got the little weak ass autonomous zone, communist bullshit going on. And man, on communism, check this shit out. Mine's I said agitation, and it threw me for a loop. What we're seeing and the reason these mothers want our children back, these fathers want our children back in school is because of what's called agitation propaganda. BLM movement, agitation propaganda. All the shit we see damn near all around us. Ever since the telecommunications, ever since the Telecommunications Act of 1996, propaganda is legal. Legal and true.
Hey, and that's so crazy because like how I feel about it is, once you wake up, you see how sleep the world is. So it's like where Huey P be saying it's just you, or Yahweh will say it's just you. It totally is. You know what I mean? It's like you trying to cater to the children who resting like babies do. They sleep. The babies asleep.
I when I get myself in this mindset, I I can hear everyone. You know what I'm saying? I can hear everyone. And so it's kind of like when I hear everyone, I'm able to think the way they think at the same time without losing my own way of thinking. And so when I'm researching and I'm seeing what from all angles that everyone else comes from, I'm talking about the Aboriginal community, the Truth
Mm-hmm.
Movement community, all the communities
Forest,
from everywhere,
all that shit.
everywhere, right? It's
yeah,
tripped out because it's like we don't. It's like I can see it all now. It all has it all all the information's there. All the
yeah,
information is there, and it's wild how some became when they came to colonize. They used the word colonize like this is what occurred even colonization would have had to have taken a lot of years in order for them to colonize and establish these buildings and what they're building. But some of the information that I'm finding, it looks like it appears that how the Roman Colosseum was, how the Roman Colosseum was built to entertain. They brought in lions and tigers and gladiators from around the world, they across the plane, excuse me. So they brought all this in for entertainment, kind of like this was where programming first started. Was the Roman, kind of like if it started from the Roman Colosseum. That's the way it was built. That's why football stadiums are built like the Roman Colosseum. It's like you have a chance to see it all from above. It's wild when they have these like Madison Square Garden, New York, all these places where they had these Roman Colosseums, but they're very small. I don't know if it's true or not. And instead of having like gladiator fucking wars, they had it was so fucking big. It would look like a fucking like an ecosystem. They had indigenous people on the inside, and just like a zoo would have, they would have each indigenous culture inside their own type of environment on how they get down, how they build teepees, how they build huts, how they did this from whatever. If some even were worshipped from Africa, it was like a mutual agreement thing. And this is where it all took place. This is where anthropology, chemistry, biology, it all took. We see where their forefathers begin to say, like, here's this information, do this, study the brains. And so, like, some of these scientists have said, like, let me just get the dead bodies. And then when it all bellied up, because these attractions brought in millions of people across this country. But when we look at the time frames, how was this country even established to even have millions of white people? You know what I mean? And when you start looking at the information, because a lot of this stuff has documentation that goes with it, you see every time they talk about indigenous people, you see that there's mountains in the background, and in the background it shows pictures of chiefs and Indians, or what they call chiefs and Indians, on horses. And you can see how they're copper tone, melanated black ones. You can see But I'm saying you can see everybody's angle becoming
True talk.
becoming whole, becoming whole. You see it all happening, and they even say it in the information. They tell you what happened when they tried when they tried to negotiate with different tribes of indigenous people. Even while this was occurring, the indigenous tribes were coming amongst each other, asking, you know what I mean, saying, what are we going to do? It's for real. It was entertainment. It caused their young ones to dress. Some of them got in disguise and dressed like pilgrims just to enter the entertainment, just to get into the Coliseum, so they
Wow.
can see everyone. You know what I mean? And then it all went. It's just so much shit. But
Hey,
simultaneous. Hold on, one more part. One more part. Right when all this is going on, right, you're asking yourself, like, this can't be true. This can't be real. And so you start looking at the dates and times, and you look at this angle of it. And when you look at this angle of it, when that was going on, right, they was already in the making of the freedmen people. So they had black ministers, they had black educated people, and the people that they were keeping in these little fucking ecosystems, right? Those people weren't being taught. You know what I mean? This is where the whole point of people came from monkeys, and this is the point where this brain is big. All of this shit came from like what they consider a human circus. I mean, the information could be wrong, but I just trip out how everything turned into an actual subject first. And then once it became a subject, that's when we start beginning to be observed.
If
hey,
time,
you so right.
let's
Cause
go
where
over my.
you
I got some after you go, Maza.
okay, it's all good. I just wanted to approach that where you know, dealing with the races, you know, it surpasses just the sprinting, striding, or the running. You know, it's all type of say situations that deal with us racing each other. And where you think about racing, like, have y'all ever thought about it where when you race someone in anything or compete, you gotta beat them, down?
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
So if we gonna race, somebody's getting a beating, period,
yep,
spiritually or physically. You know, the boxing ring, all of this is the race. So that's
yep.
your TV that's on. You know what I mean? And I yield.
As far as this being a circus, right? We kind of been saying that, amongst ourselves for a minute. We've been saying that, man, maybe what we see as races is really just like, corralling of people into an area. So like if you got this darker complexion, well, you got to go, you're told that you got to migrate over this way. Or we can just put it on a engineering standpoint, a genetic engineering standpoint, and say like, the controllers, whoever it be, we'll call it the Most High, because I think that's the best thing. I think the Most High is something they use to make us control. It's another control, because I think the Most High is just a person that processes over us, presides over us. And that would be, in this sense, Rome, or the new Roman Empire, or the Pope, or whatever. That's why all these little heralds, these little symbols are all over the place. It's all heraldry to the
Not to interrupt you, but
Catholic
you're right.
Church.
You're right. That's why that's the Most High. You know, what I mean, it's definitely is Elohai worship for the Elohims.
Mm. Yes, sir. And Elohim, see, that's the beautiful thing on that one. That Elohim is plural. So these folks that'll tell you that God is Elohim, God is plural. Well, y'all say y'all worship the one true God. That means he would be Eloha. Eloha is singular. Either way, regardless, the whole thing is that we're starting to feel like, man, maybe it is that. Maybe it is that we was just corralled into these areas, and you got Asians because they put these folks in this area and made them, bred, basically bred, what the word, features, you know what I mean? Selective breeding, like they, what's that man, Gregor Mendel? He was doing it with peas, and he explained to us and showed us how you can, eugenics, basically. I mean, that's eugenics. And we know
Facts.
that
I mean, I don't know. I don't know how much information of the eugenics programs. I don't know how much of that information is very real or fake or whatever. But that program right there, boy, that's that one right there, Josh. I'm telling you, I went through that one as well, and the founders of that, because that eugenics program is that program is the one that bleeds into the education system. That's the reason why they were allowing black, copper tone, black melanated people to start going to school. All this stuff. People feel don't like. I've been trying to tell motherfuckers that everything is like it's deliberately. It's an agenda. These motherfuckers had a control of this artificial reality for the longest time. And it's wild because it only feels good when you're asleep. You know what I mean? How the fuck can I be woke, but I only find this this peaceful time in my moment and when I'm conscious, but when I'm sleep, nigga, that's how I feel right now, nigga. That's how it is for me. It's like when I'm sleep, I'm still conscious because I'm still aware. I've gotten mastered that a long time ago, and that's not being arrogant. But it's like that's where I want to be. You know what I mean? That's how I know that when I'm awake and when I'm here calling myself a woke one or walking around in this bullshit, right? I know that I'm really not sleep to it, but I am sleep to it. You know, it's like, but I'm still conscious of myself inside body and outside body, what makes me feel like, you know, there's two images of us. There's just image that we see how the world sees us, and then there's this image that we see ourselves from within. And it's real. This is some real shit, Bracken, homie. I'm gonna be real. All this, you know, and it's difficult because you can't really tell nobody nothing because motherfuckers is like, okay, so what we gonna do next? Shit like that, you know what I'm saying? And it's like, bro,
Right.
you understand what the fuck I'm telling you? It's like
Yes,
this is some
bro.
shit.
Say
It
that.
is, bro. It is, man.
It
And
is,
it's like,
bro.
and then being a fucking, and then me being who I am or whatever, if Zodiac is real or not, me being super fucking sensitive to this shit, and it's like, oh man, this shit is wild, man.
It
It makes
is,
it very
bro.
difficult, and then people thinking that I isolate myself or I turn into a hermit or I can. That's in my genetics, my nigga. That's in my code. My code is broken down to do
Eugenics.
that. You know what I'm saying?
Your genetics is eugenics. Your genetics.
Eugene, hey, check this out. What you just said is fire as fuck because see, I have been living quarantine life, bro. I've been living quarantine life for years, man. Like since I was probably 19. And I think that's got a lot to do with my zodiac as well. Supposedly Scorpio, you know, hard headed, you know, very passionate, yet reclusive, you know, antisocial introvert.
I don't know, kid.
Yeah, that's how mine is. Mine is I'm an Aquarius Pisces cusp. You know what I mean? So it's kind of like
Yeah.
when you're a cusp when you're born on a cusp. You know what I mean? It works both ways. If you're closer to Aquarius, if you're closer to being an Aquarius, then you're an Aquarius Pisces cusp. But if you're closer to being a Pisces, you're you know what I mean Pisces Aquarius cusp. And so as an Aquarius Pisces cusp, it's like both signs intensify each other, making it to where it's like some the similarities are like a Gemini, but it's truly not because it's like what they say is we're super sensitive, and it's like it's written in us to hibernate. It's written in us to be alone, and it's written in us to be like procrastinators, but we very much are real big on organizing. You know what I mean? But we procrastinate. Basically saying that as long as you can keep one of us focused, shit will get done. You know, it's just a whole bunch of stuff that when it comes to that
That's
born
some
on
weird
date,
shit.
that
Yeah,
you
bro.
know, saying some shit.
I never know that. I'm a Pisces too. That's
You a
weird.
Pisces? Yeah. See, I'm on the 19th. I was born on February 19th. That's the
That's crazy.
right
And
on
I'm
the
on
lip
the
of it,
18th
right
of
on the
March.
lip.
Crazy.
And they say a whole bunch of shit about the Pisces. It's just a whole. It's just every sign. It's really not the sign. It's just still observation of who you truly are. You know what I mean?
God.
That sign just only indicate how the celestial bodies were formed, or excuse me, how they're aligned right when you were born. When you came out the womb, that whatever that day or that night, the celestial stars indicated that sign that this is where they get zodiac, this whole zodiac sign that goes with you, you know. And so it doesn't even need to be called
All
zodiac signs.
signs. Look,
It's
all
just you.
signs.
Yeah.
You all signs. You was just that time at that time. That's the
Right.
time you came through. You was just what you was. You was that at that time, but that was the time that you was just gonna keep on. That was the time that your cycle started. So when you start at, I guess I don't know. And you run through your chart and your houses, but you are all of them until it rotates back around to you. You feel what I'm saying? In a different house, in a different place. That's what I be thinking about with the houses and the places being when they be talking about the astrology and shit. So I'm like, I'm thinking that's like the dimensions and the realms where you go at, sort of like when you in your first house, I guess, like you at home, you know what I mean? Out when you roam, you out into your other houses, into like the world is the big house, which is the main house. You feel what I'm saying? I don't know.
I
I
feel
don't
you.
really
No,
know.
no, you do know you going in. You going in.
I
Believe me,
really
you
don't. I
going
don't
in.
fuck with
The
astrology.
houses, the houses are just because astrology is like you're gonna get so many different so many different angles of it.
Right.
When we just keep that shit just the way it's supposed to be, just natural, the houses would be the four seasons, which is summer, winter, fall. You know what I mean? And so you can totally tell that the star pattern would obviously be different according to these seasons when we can just look at it. But when we start using our minds to think like the type, to think of, fuck, when we start thinking of everything objectively, you know what I mean, or just putting everything under observation,
Yeah, under
I feel like that's the android in us. I really feel like that's that
yeah,
nano,
you just
that's
made
that
me
nano
want
shit that
to the
niggas need to
mic
get
drop
rid
right
of.
there. You know what? When we put shit under the microscope, right? Didn't that make us be the macro? Because we looking at everything down in the micro. So we got the big eye. We got our one eye on it, which is the open eye. No, the open eye is looking through the magnifying glass, which is magnifying it. It magnifies what you're seeing. It magnifies your perception, which is why we are magnificent. It's like when we see it, if it isn't what we seeing is what we see in the present is the magnifying, and we just well, our energy is being magnified out because this is the time what we were seeing. This is what we was looking at. So we put ourselves, I'm gonna go right there, looking through the magnifying glass of the world. You can put yourself where you want to be at all times. Literally, you can really put yourself wherever you want to be at all times. That's deep. That's deep. Because I'm really like looking through the glass right now. Like I'm sitting here and I can see myself sitting here from outside the glass, even looking through the window that I'm looking through. That is crazy. Windows. And when you win, you doze, which is being in the daze. You gotta doze off. You snoke. You was sleep when you thought that you was awoke. So you was walking around your dreams. So you was the wind. The wind.
Facts, just like they say that eyes are the windows to the soul. Doesn't mean that we use the eyes to see. They're just like windows, like when you in a car. Your mind is what you see. Your reality is made by your mind. And so what your mind sees is what you see in your reality. Our eyes don't see. Our eyes are just windows. You know what I'm saying? And it's just crazy. You going to fuck in.
That is
You
crazy.
simply you are. You going in, bro.
Nah, you just went the fuck in. That is crazy. You said it. That's it. Lord have mercy. Crazy that is it, bro. And that's really what that just like you said, that's what make you say so what's next? And people come on to us and be like, what's next? Be like, shit, nigga, you are your next step is next. Your next breath, your last breath is next.
Everything, because even the word next separates us from the now. You know what I'm saying? Like you broke it down.
Right.
You broke it down when you're the one, when you are it, when we see everything as whole, we don't have to detach or next or separate or put a but anywhere because it detaches us from the wholeness. Like for instance, like people fail to realize that we already understand that when the Greeks learned to write what they wrote, that's how we got the whole New Testament, the thing. You notice that the whole thing is written in fucking subject, verb, and predicate, which makes the God the Father the subject, Jesus Christ the you know what I'm saying, the verb, and I'm thinking the predicate would be the relationship between the two, you know what I mean, which is the Holy Spirit. But at the same time, though, it causes us to believe that this external God following that way, which is an external way, it automatically is a union of a family when we look at it from the Western point of view, without, and automatically makes us feel like we're an orphan. So God must accept us in order for us, or adopt us in order for us to be a part of this Son of God, because there was only one begotten Son. And so when we look how the Greeks had written it and how it was thrusted upon us in this Western world, we see that even walking that light, excuse me, in that fashion isn't correct at all. But yet when you have that mind to see everything open, we were able to even see the goodness in that. We were able to see that, you know what I'm saying? I must enter myself. I must find God within. We found a way to turn that ugliness to good when that was a literal mistake on top of scripture, because scripts have fucking subject, verb, and predicate. That lets us know that whoever wrote it or whoever translated it was educated enough to write in that language like that. You know what I'm saying? And that's what takes us to what? The Old Testament, whoever wrote that, right? They made God a creator so we can feel like a creation. So at the same time, though, this is the mechanical part. It's just a whole bunch of shit. So the words are the spells, and that's definitely true. You know what I mean? When we keep it whole, that's the reason why you were like, man, I can be here, I can be there, I can sit here, and it won't. When you keep it, because you are everything. You know what I mean? The air is alive, electricity is alive, the clouds
Yeah,
alive, the trees alive.
yeah,
Everything is alive, and not because it's matter, because it's no, that's mechanical. It's alive because you are it. It is alive, and so we are able to type into all these fucking this infinite pulse. You know what I mean? It's
yeah.
the vibrations are everything. That's what comes first before the wave. You know what I mean? The wave give it the description. You got it.
That's crazy, man. That is fucking powerful, bro. I swear.
Hey, Huey, I'm a kind of detract away from this great build and send great love and light to Miss Nikki, man. I ain't spoke to Nikki in a minute, and I just wanted to say what's
Shout out
up,
to
and
Sister
I
Nikki.
love you, sister. I love you, my sister.
What's up, Nikki C? What it do, baby? Shout out to Nikki C. Always in the building. Shout out to everybody in the chat. Shout out to EB, Miss B Awakening, everybody in chat. True Searcher, what it do, my G? Shout out to you and Wifey out there
True
doing
searcher. What to do, great one?
everybody in the chat, man. Much love to all y'all, man. Man, I love having my bros on here, man. I've been on the Discord too, Josh. I ain't seen nobody on there. Don't nobody be on there. I be on what's this shit 24/7. I be in 24/7 flat earth.
We don't usually be just lounge, just be in there. We'll kind of like correlate with each other and be like hop on like, but it's usually best if we like text each other. You know what I mean? And kind of be like, hey, what y'all doing? Type shit, because for the most part, everybody's so goddamn busy. You know what I mean? We
Yeah.
living and loving, doing and moving, man.
And you can't. Hey, listen. If I'm doing the same thing, I know what everybody doing. I be saying the same thing. I be like, everybody just we graduated. We are here actually making it happen, seeing it. We seeing it in real time. We operating our nows right now. Literally, right now, we operating our nows, man. And we got to control them forever. Never let nobody control your nows, man. Never again. It's all about you forever. Literally, man. You don't only want to be the win. You the winner in the end. Before the winter even became cold, you was already 0 degrees. You was the only one who never been slowed or snowed. You snows. Your snows, which is your nows. That's why they talking about snow, which is our nows. Man, they be putting it right in front of our face if we just turn certain things around, and if we read it between the lines, we can find whatever we looking for. You know what I'm saying? Right in front of our face. It be right there in it. Everything is there at every fucking minute, because the men was in it. The mind, we was in it at all times. The mind, men, I'm in it. Me, am on it. This on right in our face. It never fails. They can only goddamn try to disguise it. But when you start determining what you're looking at, that changes all everything. It changes your reality from what you're looking at outside. When you can change the way that you're hearing, when you can change the way that you think, when you change the way that when you ain't thinking like when you thinking from the norm, man, you got to stop thinking like everybody who's thinking in the box. If you want to get outside that motherfucker, how you gonna keep on? How you gonna get outside the box, right? And we stay listening to it. The radio and the TV is in the box. You got to get out the box. You can't sit in the house on quarantine. Think about getting out the box. The box was a coffin. The box was a coffin, right? This is why. This is why in our houses, all of our houses is 6 feet to 8 feet deep or tall. What they said was tall, but that's deep.
Hey, what's funny about the thinking outside the box is being outside the box, all that shit, bro. the third degree initiation, the third degree ritual of the Masons. They put you in a box and you come out reborn, a new man.
No way. Don't see how that works? That's fucking crazy. You know what's crazy? I've never done thorough research on masonry like that. You know, and I just did a live stream. I guess no, the first live stream
Oh,
I just
bro, I
did was
got you.
called.
I got
It's
the
like
rites and
crazy.
rituals. I got
Wow.
PDFs of the rites and rituals to all the female Masonic sororities, all the male Masonic fraternities, all the Knights of Malta shit, all that little shit. All that shit is common knowledge. It's just you gotta find it, you know. It's a book you can go to the library right now and get called Duncan's Ritual. Duncan's Book of Rituals. It's got damn near all the old school junts on it.
No, it ain't.
Yeah.
Don't tell me that.
Common knowledge. Come on.
No, it ain't, bro.
Come on, Duncan. It just hit me what you talking about. That's funny.
That's crazy, right?
Hey, like I said, hey, you see what I said like earlier? I said it ain't pre-recorded, it's due pre-recorded.
You hear me? It was due pre-recorded. You didn't tell me that, see? Right? Duncan.
Damn, you got it.
Duncan. It was Duncan Rituals.
Yeah, man, go to the little private chat on this little thing right here and scroll to the top and watch. You'll see it say it's due pre-recorded.
Lord have mercy, man. I mean, you can't make this shit up. I ain't even say it. It be right there. I'm telling you, I said it. At the same time that I didn't say it, I said it because I am me and he is me. We all agree. It be like, man, it's right there in front of you. I said, listen, I'll be thinking this, but I don't be wanting to say this, y'all. You know, every time I ain't speaking, when y'all speaking, I be like thinking into my head, like Dojo said, bro, I can hear what y'all thinking. I can once I be hearing y'all, I can hear everybody. The way that you thinking, the way that I can feel you. It seems like I'm you. Like, damn, when I be thinking like that, that shit be like, fuck. I'm sitting here on the phone with myself, talking to myself in a room with all of my cells around me, and then I just keep walking in and out. But then I leave myself enough space so I can be alone. It's like, man, when you the all in one, right? When you alone, you was the all one. You was all one, which is alone. Man.
Look, man, it's all there. You know what I mean? The shit's all there. It's just we ain't seeing it most of the time. Like I said, 80% of the observable world is, invisible to us.
Because the spell right there, and we just gotta look through the spell. We gotta read between the lines and look through the veil, and you will see it is right there.
There's so many there's so many spells though. It's like how many? It's like, yeah, man. Look, there's so many motherfucking spells. That's why it's to the point where it's kind of like only trust and believe the voice or the voices that you hear in your head. I mean, whether if someone on the outside say they're good or bad because you once spoke them, it's like, damn, we can't even speak.
Bro. I think it's about you casting more.
Dojo and Huey, I got y'all good correspondence. Check this shit out. If I was curious a little while back, so I started looking at Apocalypse and try to find out why Apocalypse is a bad thing, and I've come to figure it out. Apocalypse is a bad thing because Apocalypse means uncover, to reveal. The same as revelation. Revelation just means to reveal something, the act of revealing. So, of course, it's a bad thing to the powers that be.
Your lips.
Yeah, to the people who think that's something hidden, or to the powers that are secretive. I see what you said. Crazy, y'all going to fuck it.
Pac had lips, right? Pac had lips. I got lips. When you use your apocalypse, you talk like Tupacalypse. Because you be like him too. So you sound like two, which is two. Tahiti? Oh, Lord. They're right in front of our face, y'all. Our lips.
Hey, like Toucan Sam, follow your nose, right?
Follow your nose, and then your nose go nose, and you use your apocalypse with your pop, your pocking lips, which is your speaking. Your speech was spoken, your spoke was spoken, and you speaking and you was spacking. To packing. Literally, you telling it. You unveil the veil and you start telling it. What the witches do. You start telling what witches did, and you start telling the brew.
You unveil the veil, get a look at that tail.
Literally. And you ain't even gotta kiss it. That's crazy.
Man, it's just like our ladies most of the time. All it takes is a little acknowledgement.
Literally.
Hey, you know what they say about ladies though, or women?
Hey, bro, you literally just said my song that I got right now. I just did it, and then you ain't even heard it. You just said my whole verse.
Hey, it's synergy, bro. We all connected. Come on, man.
You literally just said my verse in a whole nother way, but you exactly said my whole verse. Literally verbatim. Damn near. Lord have mercy. That is weird. Lord, we wired up.
It's a brother of ours called Big Gibson out of the Big Unk, man. He say it the best, and it's like he's saying what I'm speaking, saying what I'm thinking. So, connected to all of us. It is what it is. We all just speak through each other.
Yep. The same thing. Literally, bro. That shit is real for real. It's really for real, bro. It's real. Again, there we go again. You can't even see, you might not even know what we be saying when we be saying things if you can't put together the words. And then you got to start taking your words and putting together the phrase to it, and then taking down the phrase and break it down to the words. There y'all go. That's how I be doing it. When you hear a phrase, use it as a word, and then take a word and break it down into a phrase, and then make you see it in a million ways. You'll see it. A meal. And for a million. And the meal was in. When you eat the meal, which is me, a L, I am all, L, linging. What? It'd be right there in your face.
Hey, funny you said linging, right? So you know what they call it in old Sanskrit, which is where a lot of our language come from, Roman and Sanskrit. Old Sanskrit, lingam is penis.
You learn something new every day. When you learn something new, right?
Yoni, it's the yoni and a lingam. That's the spiritual name for our phallus and our vagina.
Right. See? Y'all ain't even see that. See?
Damn.
See?
Obviously, that's where calling it like ding-a-ling and little shit like that comes from.
What? Lord of mercy, literally. Can't learn. Okay.
Because with the lingam you'll ring a bell type shit. It makes
sense. And you gotta put the ring on top of the finger, which is the ling. Ling-a-ling-a-ling. Ring-a-ling-a-ling. You got a ringer. You got a ring around.
That ring represents Saturn, which is the death, the child eater.
Oh Lord. Which is the hole. Literally, the mouth, the goblin. He gobbled it up. The plant eater. What is it? The eggplant? That's a plant eater. It's the eggplant? The egg was a plant? What? They planted the egg and you came out of the egg?
Hey, you ever seen, you by the computer, you able to type in on Google something?
Yep.
Lamb plant. Lamb, L-A-M-B, plant, P-L-A-N-T. 2 different words. And look at images, and you're going to see a living plant with a lamb umbilical cord attached to the ground from some book in the 1600s. I forget what the goddamn book called, but yeah, it's some shit, man. A lamb growing from the ground. You could pluck it, and eat it. Like crazy shit, bro.
Crazy.
No, I don't lean towards coming from a egg or coming from like, you know what I'm saying?
Coming out of egg, you don't
No,
lean coming out of egg.
I don't lean towards coming out of egg. I don't lean towards coming out of semen. None of that shit.
None of that shit, huh?
No,
We didn't come from none of that.
nah,
None of that, huh? That was
nah.
all fucking lie.
That was all just what what they wanted to put into words.
Well, I mean,
Right.
the beauty of it, even in their words, we don't really come from an egg. You know, in their words, it's a sperm and a cell, and as soon as they turn a sperm and an egg cell or whatever, and when they touch, an explosion occurs, and then one becomes two, becomes four, becomes eight, becomes 16, becomes 32. You know what I mean? Like, so it's like
But even that is a revolution. Even that's a what they would consider stages. You know what I mean? That's not and then all those stages they simply cannot show us where we became conscious. You know what I'm saying? Where we that's probably why we don't know what it was like to live inside the womb, because we don't come from inside the womb, not that womb that they teach us that we come from. I mean, those who know what I'm talking about, they know for sure that I don't come from an egg. I didn't come from a monkey. I didn't come from stages of mitosis. These are all stages. These are all stages of somebody seeing the wholeness of stages that we come from here. We like it's like sales. Even someone had to coin the term sales and give us, you know what I mean, what they consider scientific proof of a cell and say this is what happens when a cell does this. And now
Fact.
they begin to speak on and on and on and on and on
Right.
about
And
it.
then they gave us
At the
sales, and then they start selling us the bullshit.
right, there was never no beginning, there was never no end. It was just
Was.
everything was whole was, you know what I mean? And so to me, I just that's the only thing I can relate to fully, to where I know like that keeps me,
And you just
you
been
know what I
here.
mean? Yes, bro, because you didn't come from those. You know, that's not because we
I
our
agree.
energy, because you're going to pass it. And what I strongly believe in is because those of us, you know what I mean, say that being human is being consciously aware of ourselves. That's what makes us more dominant over the animal kingdom and the insect kingdom, over different species, is because they don't have the awareness plus the fucking thumbs, whatever. But being human. So if that was the case, and then religious people would be tell you that there's something glorious about being a human being, being consciously aware and able to have the free will to act. And not even the angelic realm had that. You know what I mean? That's what caused the fall. They would say that humans had something way more special or way more important than even the angelics that caused the fallen to fall. So when the great dragon swiped his tail and a third of the stars fell, right? Isn't that the same third of the stars that sided with Lucifer? As I was saying, the point that I'm trying to say is this, right? You don't come from any of that. None of us come from any of that. There's a reason why even the spiritual world, the angelic world, fear us, or should I say, are envy of being consciously aware as a human. And so, to me, I think to wrap it up is that we will become, or we are, conscious energy, meaning that even without the body, even without the avatar, even not without the part that a wild animal will eat, you know what I'm saying? Even without that, you're still going to be aware of your energy. This is the beautifulest thing about being a true being a human being, is that you are aware that your conscious is attached to an energy. And once you leave that body as that energy, you're aware that in your energy, whether formless or light body, you're aware that you're energy now. And so that's why it boils down to just being whole. Be whole with everything. Don't be next. Don't be favoritism. Don't be. I guess don't be sloppy, and don't be to the point where you know what I mean, we procrastinate, which sometimes I do. Peace, love, and happiness.
Lord of mercy. Hey man, that's a gem. That man said no matter what, bro, go on. At the end of the day, you motherfucking energy. You the synergy. This is you the center of our energy. The synergy. Because everything is attracted to you. What they were talking about when we say that there ain't no such thing as gravity. It is a such thing as gravity. Because they defined it the way they same thing that they did. They made it a word. The word gravity exists. So if nothing else, that word, a word is something. The word walk. The word is living. The word is alive. The word got energy. The word is in motion. The word got sound. It got form. You feel me? It got a vibration to it. It got a vibration so loud that it can fucking become something that's tangible matter with the thought of the word. Just the thought of the word can vibrate alone. Just the thought of just being. You knew that you was, regardless of what the spell was casted upon about energy, you knew that you was just it. Whatever they defined light was, that you was just it. You was the only thing that they could define. They just couldn't find you enough. They couldn't find enough of you that they couldn't stop defining you. That's what it was. You was just so much of everything that you couldn't stop defining what it was. So you was just like, man, I'm just am what I am. I'm just all that I am. You feel what I'm saying? And I am all that I am, literally. And you knew that you was, because that's the only thing that you could
I just had a little correspondence with the word unity. Unity. If we take the T and the Y, you know, that clearly can represent male and female. T being a phallus, Y being a yoni. Uni, you know, uni ty, uni ty, unification of male and female, unification of masculine and feminine. It's beautiful shit. It's right more. It's all kind of shit right in our face. Shit don't even be making sense till it do.
Literally, until it do. It don't make sense till it start making some. They be like, well, damn, how much sense did you try to make? It's like, man, all the sense. I wanted to make more sense than dollars can ever make. You know, it's like before I made $1 million, I started building buildings. Buildings, they start trying to build 10 billions. They were like, what the fuck Bill was in? Bill was ions. He was ions. 1 billion ions. We're like, well, they gave 1 million niggas bills, right? Which was billions. When they gave us bills, that was billions. They started billing them. And we was speaking about building. We was like, man, we need to start building up the world.
You know, yen is Chinese. Yen is Chinese or Japanese money, you know what I mean? So they call it yen. And they bill yen, so they bill us yen. Come on now.
And that's why we in the debt that the Americans in. Because they owe the chins, all the chines, or the chins, the Chinese, the chin, you know how they say the Chinese? Or they say the Chinese, but it says chin. Chin. The chin is at ease, or the chin is the knees, the Chinese, which is your the energy in your knees. And they made us think about the Chinese people. We was like, well, fuck, man, my knees got energy, which is the chi. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, man, everything can be within inside of you, and you can make it make sense so that the world can be all a part of you. Only if you only knew. Like the spell is the only thing that you got to do is cast the spell, and everything around you will be up under it too. Literally. You the only one who pushing the view. It's the craziest shit, y'all. This is the reason why we would spread out so far. Why? Because if we were so close together, the view would be so clear that everybody around us would see it and really not being having no fear, but they might be in so much fear. You feel what I'm saying? It might be in so much fear when it's too much around us. I seen that when every time like it be a couple groups that come around with it, I be around like J Mod come around and just be around people who really awoke. That shit be fucking crazy, y'all. Like when T.Y. Gemini come around, or when like one of my my one producer come around, our vibe be like at a billion.
Fuck your producers, son.
My brother knows.
Fucking sun and the moon and shit, son.
See, they even get it right, because and you know what's so
they
funny,
get it
right?
Because they got it when they had it all.
Yep.
See,
Lord of mercy.
See, like it get contagious, right? You know, I get the kids around. I got everybody around. They imitate. They want to imitate me, right? But
no, we want to amputate you.
See, they want to cut me off, right? Hear me, Lord.
Hear me.
You right.
Stop them.
Right. You see, like, and the more I drop them, right, I be dropping the gems on. It goes on them, and they be like, "No, mine's out. He was on. He called them eyes, mine."
Who was that?
This dojo and my damn Josh, my boy. You know that.
Goddamn, Josh. Fucking A, dude.
His mind sound tight too, though. That's tight.
Don't be stealing my shit. I got that shit copyrighted, cuz.
Lord of mercy. We gone next week. I mean, this weekend I'm going to see my pops again. My pops, remember I was telling y'all my pops was fucked up and shit, man. My pops bounced all the way back. That's how you know energy is real, bro.
Fire. That's what's up.
I'm talking about he bounced all the way back. I'm talking about all the way back, talking shit. Like
shit. Speaking of pops, nigga, my pops got out. He been locked up 35 years.
He just got out, been locked up 35 years.
They let him out, fool. What kind of
Lord of mercy.
Yeah. You know what's crazy? You know, like grandmothers and stuff like that. And some of us had a chance to be with great grandmothers. They always had their little proverbs. You know what I mean? Straight from the heart. My grandma would say, "Well, shit, the sun that shine on our dogs, they a good one."
Every day. That was
real.
They always drop gems on us when we never thought they was. The sun will shine on every dog ass someday. You feel me? It's like, shit, boy, you just gotta know, boy, the sun gonna be there. Literally, man, and that motherfucker shining. That's crazy. She say that. It's like they had dropped so many gems right in front of our face and we didn't never know it, right? They never told us that we was really black and white. They, we always knew we was sort of. They told us we was natives or Indians or whatever the fuck they said. We play Indians jumping on the bed.
Right, that's crazy because everyone wants to know who they truly are when they go take, they go take those little fucking samples, the swabs, and they go send it off to the lab. They do everything except the easiest thing. You know, and the easiest thing to do is find the oldest people in your lineage, the oldest people in your family bloodline.
Listen, that need to be our we need to make that the school subjects. Y'all was thinking about
definitely. Because by doing so, you'll notice that all the elders, whether it's your oldest auntie or your uncle, or whether it's your grandfather, however the case, have them just, build that relationship to where they open enough to where they can remember. Ask them so many questions about how it was, and then watch. You're gonna see that out of everything they tell you that they remember. And if you're blessed enough to have somebody that's really old in your family, if they start telling you stories about coming over here on slave ships or being in shackles, then you should be able to say, all right, I see where my history comes from. But if they start telling you certain things like, right, you have to wonder how come there's no stories, or because everything is oral. Even the Bible, even the Torah began oral. It was spoken before it was written. And so you can definitely have that conversation with your loved one, and you be surprised, and they start telling you stuff like, "Oh yeah, great granny used to tell us this."
Why you saying that, bro? That shit crazy, right? Because like one of the oldest living relatives that I got that I know, right, was my grandma's sister, my auntie, right, my great auntie or something like that. She my grandma auntie, I think. I don't even know what she is, but she like 90 something, I think. Right? And the last time I was talking to her, bro, and out of everybody, like my mom be telling me stories about it. They was like, yeah, Auntie Marie, she ain't play. Like she'd cut a motherfucker, she'd stab a motherfucker, she didn't like, you know what I'm saying? Like back in the day, she ain't just play. She wasn't with no fuck shit, period. So I'm like, man, I'm be thinking about all my lineage and shit and all my people and shit. They didn't play. So I was like, damn, I was talking to her, right? And she was like, man, you ain't no motherfucking black. What from no motherfucking Africa? You ain't from no damn Africa. She's like, motherfucker, if anywhere, you from Asia. She was like, if anywhere, we was from like Asia and motherfucking whoop, and your people was Blackfoots. I'm like, yeah, really? And this her saying it, and I'm like, well, damn, I must be on the right path. She said, yeah, and you the only one that come around talking any kind of shit. These other ignorant motherfuckers, I can't stand them. And like everybody in my family call her crazy. You feel me? Like, man, don't go over there talking to auntie. She crazy. She gonna talk to you about all kind of crazy shit. You know what I'm saying? You don't want to go over there and talk to auntie, bro. She gonna talk to you about that crazy shit. But guess what they do? They call me what? Crazy. All of the family, they call me crazy because I'm on the same shit she on. She like, yeah, you need to go get your ownership and yeah, all your land and all your people in them own that, this, that, and the third. She know all of this shit. These motherfuckers don't know they got all of this shit right here, but they killing each other and they killing all their goddamn cousins and shit around this motherfucker. This is the type of shit she tell me. And don't nobody in the family want to talk to her. She 90-something years motherfucking old. I'm over there rubbing her feet. They said, you rub their feet? Yes, fool. I want to touch the bottom of her sole of her feet with my hands. So anything she got, all of her sweat can come in my glands. Like literally, like you feel what I'm saying? It's just like, man, people don't know how to connect, bro. That's your roots, bro. You're supposed to go rub her from the feet all the way up her legs and everything, man. Grab her hands, all of her chakra clears, hug her, put your body against her body, hug her body so your chakras connect to her chakras, and that light can transform, and all of that knowledge and that energy can connect. That's why I just started expanding my shit, bro. And I'm going back to that connection again because I know that affection, the way that I was trying to win, is the thing that really helped my pops at the end because I became the win. All of the win from within, and I just knew that everything that was around, I'm gonna try to keep them here. And like, man, much as I can, even though I think they gonna go, but they go on their own time, so I can go with them. So in the place when we leave again, we're gonna be back again, here again, doing it again, but we're gonna be stronger. We're gonna be really the win because we became the win. Long as we know that we the win, we're gonna be everywhere. We the win right now. Y'all the winners, man. I love y'all, bro. I swear I
You
love
love you
all
too.
y'all
This
bro in the
nigga's
chat.
going in.
Like I
You
love the
should going
chat,
in.
bro. I love the squad. I love HOTC, bro. No matter what we went through, we go through what we went through to make us stronger at the end. You feel what I'm saying? That we all go through shit to come back out, man, because we be having to polish ourselves up. You feel what I'm saying? To make sure that we shining bright. You feel me? So that's the only
Hella.
way that we can do that.
It's like in Dragon Ball Z, they go in the little hyperbolic time chamber. You know, it seemed
Right.
like time passed, but they come out way stronger. You know.
And you got to go in there to do what? Spar. So when we
Yep.
when
That
we
dojo.
go at each other, we sparring. It's a sparring match. You got to go at each other to make sure that they blaze is sharp and everybody's sharp on their own. So that way we roaming, man. We know that our effect is taking its toll, man. And that's
That's
what's going
exactly
on.
what it feel like. And that's exactly what it feel like. They ask, you know, where does the chakra knowledge comes from, and I feel like it's the same as, if I'm not mistaken, what the yoni knowledge that comes from. Is like I personally I wasn't able to access my chakras until I knew what the internal feminine energy was. You know what I mean? That's not transhumanism. I'm not trying to speak on that type of, you know what I mean, energy. I'm talking about, you know what I mean, the type of energy, if you know what I mean, if a man has a daughter, you know what I mean, that genuine type of energy, you know, and then it gave me, it felt like I had access to then work on the chakras. But it's crazy how you say the relationships. I'm in my 40s, and I have memories, very clear memories of when my great grandmother, who just passed away just not even less than what 5 years, 6 years ago, and she would always watch me or whatnot. And it's crazy how Hugh broke it down, how y'all become one. My great grandmother was blind, and so when my mom and my aunt would drop me and my cousin off at her house because they would go clubbing. This is when tequila, excuse me, this is when Tanqueray was first made. Tanqueray first came out. I mean, the parents was on that, and yeah, I would be at her house, and I noticed that anywhere you stepped, she knew any crack, creek, whatever the case, because she's been blind for Lord knows how long, and she knew it, man. It was wild. It was like we was being babies, she was babysitting us. We were being babysat by a blind elder woman, bro, and it's crazy. And there was one moment when she was asleep, right? I had mastered every sound in that house to where I can get around without her knowing. And and the house is very old. I fucked around and I was fucking with the toilet roll in the bathroom, and I would pull that motherfucker as long as I can all out the bathroom into the hallway, into the living room, and then I would set it on fire, and I would wait until the toilet paper started catching fire to go all the way, right? And then I would try to maneuver through the fucking house without stepping on the sound, and then get the toilet paper. My dumb ass fucked around. and I hesitated, and then the fire went all the way up and caught the toilet paper roll that was in the bathroom, and it set the whole fucking bathroom on fire. I mean, literally, you can see outside the fire. It caught so fast, and I had to get her old ass out the bed and get her out the house. It was just so it was so vivid, you know what I mean? But all in all, though, my great grandmother was a blind woman who kept an eye on two little Negroes. We was two little niggas, and me and my cousin. I mean, you know what I mean? Shout out to her too, man. We was two little nigga kids, man. You know what I mean? Our parents was, my mom had me, she was 15. So it was like, everything was like active, straight off top. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, you would definitely, if you got memories of your elders, man, and you can't remember them and they still alive, I strongly advise to make some new ones.
Make some moves to go see them, bro, for real, bro. That's what we finna do, bro. We going to see all the elders that I can see right now. Well, cope with my old one. I'm gonna go see the oldest ones that I can see my pops again. I know he me, I'm him in a whole nother dimension. And it's crazy, bro, right? I swear, bro. I swear, we talk about portals and all of these shits, bro. Each state is another portal, bro. It's crazy, bro. How you can go through these portals, bro. When you get back, I go back to where I'm from, bro. Them motherfuckers, they here with us right now in this time, but they not in this time, bro. You get what I'm saying? Like
I can totally agree on that. I was on that level when I was going through Denver and Dallas, bro. I've been back in Cali. I mean, I moved back to Cali shit like almost 6 months ago. And you're definitely, if time traveling exists, it's going through. It's according to the sun. Like Huey's saying, when you go to different states and shit, and the time is different, man, you feel that shit, Hugh. And then when you get back to where you came, it's like it's kind of like a deja vu. It starts setting in on you and shit. And it's like you don't want to. It's kind of like you start fighting yourself because you don't want to. Like you learn so much. You so the energy is everywhere, man. The vibe is tight. I can tell you right now. That's why I love Dallas and Denver. I get back to Cali, man. It's vibing, bro. But I know exactly what you mean by time traveling.
it is, bro. It's time traveling, bro. I swear, bro. Like, man, it's hard to explain that shit, bro. But I swear, bro. It be like, bro. Oh man, it be like, bro, because it ain't changed, bro. I'm talking about the way that it is like it was when I left it. And I left it when I was 5 years old. And ain't nothing changed about it, but they just here right now. They still doing. I mean, like, but ain't nothing changed about the city, bro. Like houses, what my same houses that I lived in, every house that I stayed in, bro, look damn near exactly the same way that it did. Damn, bro. In 83, 84, bro. Like, it's like, what the fuck is going on? I be like,
with that being said, Huey, that adds credence to what Huey was talking about. Not Huey, Elihu was talking about. Elihu said, what if all this shit was already here and we just built on top of it and reclaimed it, you know what I mean? And then said, man, all this shit, if you ain't seen it built with your own eyes, who's to say that shit wasn't already there, built by somebody before?
who say that you ain't built it and left it there and you came back around? Don't nobody know how shit you been building shit so much. You just building with your mind.
Right.
You go around building with your mind. You build with your mind. You make shit happen. When you act, you make shit rearrange. You make shit change. You make time change when you are there. Don't nothing happen until you get there. Ain't shit going. You know this ain't nothing never going on where you at until you get there. But you might get there and it be like, man, there's a lot of people going there in there and shit. But it be like, man, there's nothing start going on until I walk through the door.
And those are the people who should be who I can't say in power or be leaders, but they should. You notice that there's that I know more. I know more people online on this the family online to do the right decision than most people out in society. And it's crazy when I say most people because society is based on this tax bracket and how they set it up. It's crazy. A motherfucker cannot go to school and graduate and have this scholarship and be just crazy ass whatever and have this big ass income, right? We put them on this bracket because we feel like they went to school and got that. That's why they have those cars and that big home. And then you have other portions of society that things that they just inherited, like you inherited 15 houses that was already bought because your father's father had bought 9 of them, and your father had just added by buying whatever and left it to you, and now you got 15 homes. So you put this person on this type of tax bracket. But all in all, though, right? I know people who are way more knowledgeable and believe that they make better decisions than both of these people in these tax brackets when it comes to society and like you mentioned, how come the environment or the community is not advancing? They don't even see the beauty and any they don't see the beauty. You have to see the beauty and live the life, and then shit starts accomplishing. That's why the people who has inherited houses or bought houses, they never upgrade the house. They just get a fucking lazy ass maintenance man come over and patch up things. You know what I mean? They never buy a new nothing. It's crazy, bro. They have done an excellent job by placing all these different fucking all this stuff, bro. You know what I mean? And when we begin to recognize that shit, it's just like, damn, we are living in like boundaries. We have boundaries around us, bro. I'm even using the word community and residence, and those are boundaries. They put
Yep.
boundaries around us.
Services, I think, is the word you was looking for. They got us complacent to all these services around us instead of servicing self. You know what I mean? Self-service.
Yeah, it's been crazy. The weather's crazy out here. I don't know. I just got a text right now. How about and I haven't checked the weather pattern for this week. I just know California, the weather is not the same in every state. Because if it was, then we wouldn't have different type of, you know what I mean? Different type of patterns. So there's different types of weather. It's crazy. In
Um,
California, and out here it's
California's
tripping.
damn. California's crazy as shit, man. Like it was fire. It
Temperament
was a
of the
fire
people.
going on for about, man, 11, 12 days. And man, the sun would be orange, the damn moon would be red, man, all kind of crazy shit. And the
Temperament
fire
of the
wasn't even,
people, man.
the fire wasn't even by me. The fire was 100 miles from me.
That's because everybody on fire in front of you, but they trying to make that shit seem like it's far away from you. You know how you burning up all around everything? You on such fire that you lit up everything. They mad because we walking the earth and we burning up everything outside our view. You feel what I'm saying? It's like, man, they can't see it, but they looking for the light, but they just can't get a glare, catch the real glimpse of the hue, because it's like, fuck, the hue is just so immaculate. Like your vision, like when you shine it that bright, you know how you can't look at the sun and you walking around. Most people can't look at you, but they see you there. You feel what I'm saying? They like can't even see you, but they just see they see the glare. They like, man, I see something right there, but I don't know what the fuck that is. They looking at it, and you like, man, you don't look like an ordinary thing because you looking like they looking through you through the water, because you got a whole world with you. They like they never seen a whole world move like that. They like, what the fuck? The world really moving, nigga. Like the world moving. They see it. So it's like, man, when you know that you just burning up every fucking thing, right? You exploded from the inside. This is why we so hot right now. Everybody right now in the world is hot, but they try to make it look different because other people got control of different areas. And that's who pushing the temperament. You feel what I'm saying? But when you pushing a major temperament around the world, it's like, man, you hot, bro, and everybody feel this tropical weather, man, because it was supposed to be fruit. You know, fruits is tropical fruits. You know what I mean? It's like you want a tropical cuisine, but you don't want to go eat Jamaican food. You know what I mean? It's like you really want to go drink coconut water or something like that. It's like when we doing things like this, bro, I'm trying to tell y'all, bro, we just gotta keep on pushing. That's why we made the song, keep on pushing, keep on pushing. Everything is talking about what we got going on. When you are doing it, and you are we, me is me, I am me, everybody is I, and everybody is me, which is we, or which is a 33rd, or might not even look at it at that degree, because you be scared of the words of what Mason might be, or a Freemason might be. You might just be a free man who had loved his mom and son. He was a son. He was a mask on. He had the mask on. A mask on. He went. That's why they told everybody to put the mask on. The mask on. The mask on.
That's why they had George Floyd call out to his mama. That's the Hiram Abiff. Hiram Abiff called out. Hiram Abiff, supposedly the widow's son. And yeah, man, it's all full circle. All this shit scripted. Him and that man knew each other. Them motherfuckers worked together at the same goddamn nightclub. How many police you know work at a nightclub as a part-time job? Come on.
And they dirty. Cause I was just, now you just said that. I was just in the motherfucking club, right? I was in the club doing my shit, you know, and the motherfucker, you know, everybody looking at me like he don't even look like he's supposed to be in here. Like, you know what I mean? I mean, that motherfucker, I just want to come in to blow. As long as I can smoke, I'm cool. I just want to get out. Don't feel like I can't hang with everybody. I don't want to just seclude myself away from everything. I like to get out and put on. I be putting on. You feel what I'm saying? So I'm out. You know what I'm saying? And motherfucking the security guards, you know what I mean? They Fulton County Police or whatever. They looking at me. I'm looking. My sis come up to me. She like, bro, you can't smoke in here no more. Since they renovated and since the COVID been going on, you can't smoke in here no more. I'm like, shit.
Check this out. You know the hands up. You know the hands up, don't shoot. You know the hands up, don't shoot. Right.
Right.
That's the Masonic. That's the Masonic sign for hailing distress. So they doing Masonic symbols there too. And the kneel, the little kneeling that you see all our little politicians and shit doing, that's genuflection, another Masonic thing, which come deeper than Masonry. That goes to bowing to a king, showing servitude, showing civility, showing what's the word?
You talk about
surrender. Surrender.
You talk about the Colin Kaepernick, Neil?
Yes, man. Come on, man. Why Colin Kaepernick? Why Colin Kaepernick look like Osama bin Laden?
Oh yeah. Oh damn. I don't know. Were you related?
Come on, man. I'm sure we all related, but you know, on the world stage as actors, you know, and that's the other thing, bro. If you know about the higher in the ones that you got to be what's the word I'm looking for? Hold on, saying the higher Masonic organizations, that are invitation only, like the Shriners or the Jesters, bro. In the Jester's oath. The initiation ritual to the Jesters, it plainly says the world is a stage and it's actors. We're wearing masks. It's all come full circle, bro.
That's because Templars can comprehend Earth consciousness and geometric structures. And that's because Templars can sense spiritual energy and they can correspond it with Earth manipulation. Not all Templars, but but they're the originators of it. And exactly what I just said is exactly the powers of who y'all discussing. And lastly, like the chains are so thick, like when we did discover that Earth could be a continuous realm of flatness, whether there were mountains on it or not, and we started to research into the skies again, you notice that even whether if you have a blimp going up and you look at the universe, there is no fire, there is no stars, there's nothing. So what is light? You know what I'm saying? So we don't even know how the sun is burning. The only light we understand really is the light. Is the discovery of fire. And like I mentioned on my last live stream with the brethren, right? They don't even know who was the first person to discover fire nor control it. You know, we just all of a sudden believe that it came from this, it came from that. Maybe it did come from Egypt, yada yada yada. But when we see that everything is just another lock, right? We tell ourselves, whoa, so what is light? If we don't see light, you never see light in the background when it comes to looking and so caught up, even when you know, but yet we do see stars. So what type of light is the stars for it to be the same type of light that human or that the humans have, that we have, that we are related. That's why I always say that when it says fire, it's relating to plasma. And the plasma in your veins is the same plasma that's in, they consider a star. But it's not the same plasma that burns a fire, although it does burn fire when a man decides to say, I discovered it, you know, but it doesn't burn a fire inside the ether and the blackness when we look at that. Have you ever seen that? We've never seen this shit. So we do see we do see light because the sun brings the light. but we don't know what makes the sun burn. Or is the sun burning? Is it really fucking? You hear that shit? Hear that shit? One of my neighbors got a fucking pterodactyl. They have a fucking dinosaur. Listen.
Lord,
Listen to that. That shit sound like a damn wildebeest or something out there. Yada da. But anyway, peace, love, and happiness. Hugh, I'm gonna have to fall back because my shit on 9%. Y'all was building. Y'all know everything I know. I know all what y'all know. We all together in this. Once I guess when all of us figure that out, that's when that great war will begin. Huh? I don't know.
Yes, Lord.
Y'all know what's up, though. Peace, love to the
Yes,
family, man.
Lord.
I'm listening in.
Yes, Lord, man. Honor. Sensei Dojo, man. Y'all hear it, man. The gyms is being dropped, and you ain't have to go in to push up, push no weight bench or get on the bench. All you got to do is sit there and pay attention. Literally, Lord, we in the gym working it out. We gonna work it out, y'all. It's being worked out. While we in the gym, why did we have to go in the gym to work out? Just think about that. We go inside somewhere to work out. The problems, like, it's crazy, man. We are thinking. We have to change it. The way that we speaking, thinking, standing, the inner or over, the way that we just stand, period, man, it's just, what are we gonna stand for anything? Or are we just gonna be under it? Are we gonna stand on something? Are we gonna stand on top of anything? And are we gonna stand for it? Like, don't let nothing deter us from standing on what this truth is. Flat Earth is something that we can stand on. We stood on it. It's flat in our face. We standing on it. But what can we stand on that the world gonna stand on to change the dynamics of what ourselves is really seeing as a whole? Because the only reason, I think we doing it. I cut it off. I cut off the box. If you cut off the box, you don't see the program.
Hey, bro. For all that yelling in here.
You feel what I'm saying? If you cut off the box, you don't have to hear the program. You feel what I'm saying? You don't have to see it or none of that. But then when you go out and you amongst people that want to push the program on you, you gotta shake the program loose. You gotta shake away from the program. Whenever you out, you gotta stand in your truth. You feel what I'm saying? And you gotta speak your truth proudly. You gotta say it proudly. Wait, you gotta say it so proud, right? That when you're not talking, that everything about you is saying it, that your action is saying it for you. You got to let your actions speak for you. Your look, your way of dress, the way that you present yourself got to be other than the rest. And they got to be so far out other than the rest that they going to want you to confess that who you are. Because they need to know who you are. They wonder who it is, who he is. They know that he is here, you know. So you got to walk around without having fear. You got to be fearless in your atmosphere. Why they cut me off? Let me see. You know what I mean? Okay, all right. Ooh. No, Daddy coming and I asked you to send me some shirts. You know everybody know we coming up there. You can't wait till we come. The whole city gonna be waiting for us to get there. Hear me, Lord. Yeah, and I'm going to talk some shit to their ass. They're gonna be in for a rude awakening. I'm not on that bullshit. Look, bro said, man, get your ass in the car, bro. Man, I don't care what the fuck you got going on, bro. Come on up, bro. Yeah. But yeah, y'all, we've been on here for 3 hours and 33 minutes. Go figure. That shit to go. We've been on here for 3 hours and 33 minutes. I think that's a good time to cut it off. I ain't gonna push it too far past the limit. With that being said, away from y'all, I'll stay. With that being said, I'm finna get up out of here. I'm gonna end it at 3:33. I'm gonna try to get out of here before it go to 3:34. I love y'all.